It's time for Claremont Northeastern Rockets high school football. Tonight, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets versus the Summit Country Day Knights in the first game of the 2020 season. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jeff Seibert. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play tonight. With me is Alex Cunningham. Alex, tonight it is the first game of the year and the first game for new head coach Steve Thompson. I know he would like to get this off on the right foot.
He would. I had a good talk with him earlier, and we'll be playing that here in a few minutes. But this is Steve's first night as the head coach, and I think he's excited to get things started. We've got a pretty formidable competition against the Knights. This game went down to the wire last year. Coach Thompson firmly believes that had they beat the Knights last year, the Rockets would have been in the playoffs. So looking to get a little bit of revenge against the Knights.
Yes, it was a 27-24 loss last year at Summit Country Day on their home field tonight. We're hoping that that's going to be a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, the Rockets would like to turn that around and get the victory.
Well, before the game, you talked to Summit Country Day head coach Justin Isaacs, and we'd like to hear that interview right now.
All right, here we go with Coach Justin Isaacs.
Here with Coach Justin Isaac. He's in his fifth year at Summit Country Day. Coach Isaacs, how are you today?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing?
I'm great. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this with us. So, Coach Isaac, let's couple questions. We talked to Coach Thompson earlier, but a lot of the questions can be for both of you. What have you guys done to prepare? And this is a unique off season. What's changed in your preparation this year?
Yeah, in the unique season with short practices, with the COVID response and how we're handling it, just trying to make sure the kids have a season and everybody's staying safe. You can't really prepare for what's going on with COVID, but trying to make sure the kids have a great experience. Our motto for this year is play every down like it's your last, because we never know when somebody can come down and say your season's over with. So again, we don't take anything for granted. We try to keep pushing forward and take life as it is and live for the moment.
That living for the moment's a big deal this year. We're going to play week 1, but you never know. You could get to week 3 and things could change. So, yeah, embracing the day and taking every day like it's your last. So that's a really good motto, Coach. So looking at your roster, you got about 9 seniors, it looks like I'm seeing. Is there any key returners this year that you're really counting on to lead the Knights?
Yeah, so we have Brendan Riley, number 8. He's been in the program for 4 years. Again, he is a leader by example. He'll catch a few passes. He'll make a few good blocks. But again, he'll be doing a great job for us. Up front, we can't talk about our line enough because these guys have been in the program, again, 4 years. Zach Davis is our starting center. He's been there 4 years. Pickle, Paulie, he's the third Paulie in our program. We love the Paulies, and he's been with the program a long time. He's going to lead us on offense and defense. Drew Reeder, another offensive lineman. Again, we're led by our offensive lineman. And also Case Woodruff, another senior. That's we're leading on offensive and defensive line. So we're led by the seniors, and those are guys that are returning that have been there. We got a couple juniors that do a great job as well. Luca Tossolini, second-year player, but again, he is a man on the field. And then we have a new starting quarterback at Nicky Lutmer that, again, he is a example of what it means to be a football player in his first year ever playing football and playing quarterback.
All right, that must be pretty awesome to have 6 seniors on an offensive line. That's definitely a luxury to have some key veterans up there for you. So again, with this unique season, how's it changed in developing your scouting reports and stuff? Do you see any changes from week 1 to last year to this year and how you prepare?
Yeah, it's a lot of change with coaches. Usually you get 2 or 3 films from scrimmages that you can break down film. Again, we only had 1 that was very quickly. So again, every coach is not showing what they have. Again, you're going to see a few highlights, a few lowlights. But again, this is really the second scrimmage for us because, again, the timeline has changed, and it makes it difficult for the kids to kind of learn and get meshed. Again, we've been underwear football for weeks now. We've had, 2 decent weeks of putting the pads on. So now it's going against a tough competitor like CNE that we have to come and bring it.
That's great. So I guess as we wrap up, what would you, as our fans are watching, as we start out in the first quarter, what would you say would be some keys to victory for Summit?
We got to come out and play strong. Defense has to play fast. We got to communicate. Again, CNE is going to come at you hard. They got big linemen up front as well. They your good running game. So we have to try to stop that, try to stop a good quarterback that you guys have as well that plays DB. So, again, stopping your offensive game has to be key for us and us execute, not turning the ball over. Last year we turned the ball over a lot against CNE. We got to make sure we keep that ball on the good side, which is Summit. So just making sure we are good with X and O's and we're led by our seniors. If we put and rally around our seniors, I think we'd be in good shape.
All right. Well, Coach Isaacs, I really appreciate the time. Is there anything else you want to say before we end the interview?
Yeah, go Knights.
All right. Thanks, Coach Isaacs.
Thank you.
Alex Cunningham talking to Summit Country Day head coach Justin Isaacs. He also talked to the new Claremont Northeastern Rockets head coach Steve Thompson also before the game.
Yeah, Steve's really excited. You can tell, and it really comes through in this interview. So here's Coach Steve Thompson.
All right. So I'm here with Coach Steve Thompson. He's the Rockets' first-year football coach. Coach Thompson, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Alex. Good to see you.
Good. So we've got what I'm calling a unique season for a lot of reasons, a lot of firsts. What kind of prep has your team done for this unique season?
Well, this season, if there's one thing that these young men all across the state, let's just all across the country, if there's one thing that they learn and they get out of this season, it's adversity. I'm always telling these guys, the true test of a man is how he faces adversity and how he comes back from it. I think that with this season, not even knowing we're having a season and getting guys to, focus on the mission, getting guys to stay the course has been probably one of the things that we've not necessarily, I don't want to say struggled with, because we haven't. Guys have totally bought in, but you could definitely see it when we would hear like, one week, we're going to find out if we get a season up, then the county goes to red, and then something happens. So you can kind of see it in their faces, like, man, this sucks. I lost out on my baseball season last year, so now this, you could definitely see it on their faces. But in regards to what we've done in the off season is there's times when we couldn't even get in the weight room. There's times when coaches it was one coach per 10 athletes. We had to come in shifts. We would do that. But then there was times where we couldn't even, early in the beginning of all this stuff, we couldn't even see each other at all. I was like, well, fellas, you got a freaking axe in your garage. Your dad probably has one. Go cut down a tree. When you cut down that tree, go ahead and freaking pick it up and squat it. You got some tires. Go freaking flip some tires. Go curl a daggone cinder block. Do something. Be active. You can push yourself up off the ground, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. You can find a tree branch if you didn't cut down the tree. And then you can find that tree branch, go out and do some pull-ups. So we've done some definitely called it man camp over the pandemic, where we
some real world conditioning instead of just pumping iron. So that's pretty awesome.
Right.
So I'd say, if nothing else, these guys are going to learn what it takes to be agile, and as far as personally agile, and being able to get creative and how to do things, and maybe they're more self-motivated. So, Coach, do you have any key returning players from last year as you come into this year? Are you counting on anybody to help lead your team?
Well, I would be lying if, and I'm sure you've heard, we lost our 6'7", 230-pound tight end DN and Skylar Schmidt to Covington Catholic. I'd be lying if I didn't say he's extremely missed. But yes, I like to live with the formula of next man up. So who we got coming back? We got some good ones, some key returners, and that starts with my captains. I have an excellent group of captains. Landon Amon, who's our quarterback DB. The guy is such a cerebral thinker. He can call his own plays. He's out there. He knows the offense inside and out, knows pretty much every spot on the offense, and knows what everybody's doing. Logan Pottorf is a receiver. His receiving core, he's getting these guys just locked in tight. I've got he's my defensive end too, solid player. I've got Hayden Mattis, who's a freaking headhunter. on my linebacking core, and he's just a animal in the weight room. And Stephen Norton is my left tackle on offense and D tackle on defense, who's the anchor of that line. And that real solid group of leadership. And these guys are coming in they're 20-10 right now, coming in their senior season. So they got some high expectations. They know that the war path they're on is pretty big.
That's pretty awesome to hear that a group of CNE Rockets is coming in with a record of 20-10, because I know, you know, you're an alumnus, I'm an alumnus, and we went through some years there at school.
Times.
It was real dark. You know, after I finished my sophomore season, I had already played 40 games, because playing 10 varsity and 10 reserve both seasons. And so to hear that there's kids that have a record like that as seniors, that's really a testament to the program and the work you guys are putting in. What's it like to be the head coach first year at your alma mater? How's it feel?
This is it's honestly a dream come true. I got to tell you, Ryan Day from Ohio State called me. He wanted to be the D coordinator, and I said, you know what, Ryan, thanks, but not going to happen. Just kidding.
That's right.
No, but no, it honestly it is. It's a dream come true. I get to I know I like you. I went here. I live in this district. I teach at school. I get to talk war and politics and coach football, and they pay me for it. I can't beat it. Can't beat it. I absolutely, it's a dream come true.
That's pretty awesome. Well, as we look, we'll kind of focus on your opponent here for a minute. I'm looking at Summit, and you know, they're a team that's not much bigger as far as numbers to you. I think they've got 9 seniors coming back. I think everybody in the state, though, is in a pretty similar situation. Developing a scouting report in this preseason was probably a little tough. It's not like you could go to scrimmages. So how are you going into this? Are you a little more blind than you would prefer?
We got a film this Saturday. We got our film just like we would have any other time. But it's not necessarily knowing the opponent. Alex, I got to tell you, it's knowing ourselves. We got a scrimmage scheduled right when we got the go ahead to play. We got a scrimmage scheduled, and then that team actually backed out on us.
Wow.
And I happened to get a call from Reading. They wanted a scrimmage, and I said, no, look, we're playing something. All right, sorry, we can't do it. And that guy canceled, so I luckily called him back like 5 minutes later after he called me. We got a scrimmage in. So it's not necessarily knowing if we wouldn't have got that scrimmage in, it's hard telling to
right.
find out where we're at. And we definitely got some things fixed. We changed some guys around, and we adjusted the offense a little bit, tweaked the offense a little bit, checked some calls on defense. So as far as knowing the opponent, that you get that every Saturday, you'll get the tape. So we got that, but we need to fix ourselves, man. We needed to
doing a scouting report on yourself is pretty important. It's different when you strap the helmet on against kids in a different color helmet. It makes a difference.
Absolutely.
Practice is one thing, but seeing an unfamiliar opponent does a lot to a kid, and you really see what they've got.
Our practice is a little rough. I've got like I was talking about, one of my captains, Steve Norton, left tackle. He's an absolute stud. I wouldn't call a guy an anchor for nothing. And he's at practice. He's got to go up against, a warm body that we can throw out there, because there's not enough players. I got 25 on the roster. So, I mean, there's nobody that can really give him a solid look unless we go half line. Well, we kind of spread the field out a little bit. We need on our offense, we need everybody there. So going half line is not really an option, but it's been definitely if we can get through this season, football is going to be a breeze from here on out.
It's going to seem like cakewalk.
Yeah.
So I guess as our viewers are watching you as you get started, do you have a key that we could look for? If you see something that you do in the first quarter that makes you feel good about the outcome, is there something a key to victory for you as we watch you? My son said score more points.
Score. That's a great. Yeah, I tell you what, he's got a great future as a coach one day. That's the idea, right?
Yeah, score more points and you win.
Our
most times.
Sorry about that. or my philosophy is, look, I want you to win the play. Concentrate on that play. Win the play, win the game.
Right.
You have to focus. You're not playing Summit, you're playing yourself. So if you feel yourself getting tired, which they shouldn't be because we've worked them pretty good, you got to focus on that mental aspect of the game to where you have mind control over yourself. You're going to focus on what you're doing to win that play. Therefore, everybody else is going to do their job. We're a phalanx moving down the field, and I really want them to focus on. A team may have better athletes, faster athletes, stronger athletes, but you're not going to outwork us. What you're going to see on the field, you're going to see 11 hats, 11 freaking Warhawks to the ball, man, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Our key victories, what we have to focus on is they have some definite weapons. They're some definite weapons. Their number 9 receiver, I can't remember if it might have we got their tape. Might have been.
You got Graham Hodge. He's a tight end and linebacker. That's his jersey number.
Yeah, it might be. It might be a practice jersey because this guy, he's a stud too, man. So he's going to be one of their ones that we're going to be keying on. We're going to know where he's at all times. 13's pretty good pocket passer, throws the ball around. And we're going to just go up and get it.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Well, Coach Thompson, I think we'll wrap it up. I appreciate the time. I wish you good luck, and I'm looking forward to watching you guys. And hopefully, this is the first time I've got a partner doing it tonight in Jeff Seibert, but this is my first time on a mic, and we're going to try to live stream this thing to YouTube. Everybody's watching it now, I'm assuming. So hopefully that goes well. It's unfortunate folks can't get to the stands, but we're going to do our best to make something work and give people an opportunity to watch your Rockets. So, Coach, I wish you good luck and have a great night.
Thank you. I'd say pay attention to our jerseys tomorrow, by the way. The Ohio National Guard came in big time for us. Appreciate that, Alex. Good seeing you. Go Rockets.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Yep.
All right, Alex Cunningham, a great interview with the head coach, Steve Thompson of the Claremont Northeastern Rockets. The Rockets tonight are going to be wearing some camouflage jerseys in honor of our armed services folks. And so we will be bringing you the play-by-play here in just a few minutes. It looks like it's about maybe 5 minutes or so before the opening kickoff. And
Coach Thompson said he's a Marine Corps veteran and he takes it pretty seriously. So they're gonna. I think they're getting ready to walk through some of their seniors that are coming through, but Coach Thompson was able to get together with the National Guard, and they're doing this just a couple times this season. They're going to do it again when they're at Blanchester. You'll see the different uniforms that they're going to be wearing. So, Jeff, as we go through, we mentioned this is Steve Thompson's first night as the head coach. Who else does he have on his coaching staff with him? You're close to Mr. Farrell, aren't you?
Well, the offensive coordinator is Bob Farrell. He was a 1977 graduate of Claremont Northeastern, was actually a quarterback of one of their championship teams in 1976. And so he's the offensive coordinator, and I'm not the other.
You also have Greg Jenkins.
Yes.
So Greg Jenkins, he's got a son on the team that you'll probably hear his name quite a bit, and Chris Jenkins. So Greg Jenkins is an easy one to spot on the sidelines. He actually started for the University of Indiana for multiple years. He went to Goshen and played for Coach Mark Slagle, who was one of Coach Steve Thompson's head coaches as well as my head coach. And then our other assistant coach is Kevin Schmidt, who's an alumnus of CNE as well. He graduated, I believe, in 1999. He was a running back and wide receiver for the Rockets, and he coaches in youth sports as well. So a couple of alumni on the coaching staff for the Rockets. They're honoring their seniors right now. You can see in the field. You're going to have to bear with us tonight. The uniforms, the camo's working well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We were mentioning before the game they should have put white numbers on these camouflage jerseys. But, you talked earlier about Summit Country Day, how they are a formidable opponent. They last year were 8-3. As we mentioned, they defeated Northeastern on their home field. They play in the Miami Valley Conference, but in the last decade, they have gone to the playoffs 7 out of 10 times. The only years that they missed was 2015, 17, and 18. Their head coach, Justin Isaacs, he was a graduate of Reading High School in 2005. He played semi-pro football. He's actually a member of the Cincinnati Semi-Pro Football Hall of Fame.
It's funny. It's not a surprise. When I was interviewing those coaches, I was checking them both out. I don't know if you noticed, but both of them have some formidable arms. You can tell that they've been in the weight room as much as their players, I believe. Coach Isaac, you can tell he's got a passion for the game. Coach Thompson believes that if we'd have had a chance to beat them last year in the Harbin ratings, that we would have gone to the playoffs for sure, that we just missed it as it was. So, yeah, they're a good opponent. It was 24-22. That game was decided in the last 2 minutes, so the Rockets are looking for revenge.
Well, there's some discrepancy about that because I saw on the Summit Country Day website it was 27-24.
27-24.
So I don't know, but the Northeastern gave us 24-22, so I'm not sure what the final was.
It was a close one regardless.
But yeah, exactly.
They said it was decided in the last couple minutes. So here comes the rest of the Rockets team. We'll bring in a little bit of the band there in the background. Coach Thompson mentioned to me, this was that weird off season, but they did have a chance when they got the go ahead to practice. They had an August 1st. They called it a Midnight Madness Max Out, and they had guys that showed up at 11:30 that night, lifted weights until 1 in the morning, and then they came back at 7 in the morning to practice. So that was a big day on August 1st for them, as they did the Midnight Max Out.
Well, we got a phone call Monday telling us that from David Caldwell, seeing if we wanted to broadcast the game, and I was rushing around on Monday and Tuesday trying to figure out how to do an internet broadcast. Alex came along, was a godsend. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Alex, this wouldn't even be on the air tonight probably. So
yeah, we were able to put this together. Fortunately, Jeff, with the COVID stuff, I kind of had to do this for my church as well. I'm the music director and a deacon over at Welcome Baptist Church in Goshen, and we had to learn how to do this. So fortunately, it wasn't that big a deal. The school was able to get us some equipment here, and the beauty of the internet, we've got a pretty stable connection going on right now. Just checking in. We've got like 60 people watching 60 screens watching our broadcast right now, so we're glad that we're able to do this for the community.
Well, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets will be receiving. Summit Country Day won the toss, and they deferred, so they will be kicking off to Claremont Northeastern. The officials for tonight's game, Jerry Salih is the referee. The umpire is Al Bailey. Head linesman Mike Gerbis. The line judge is Bill Worster, and the back judge is Tim McCarthy. So the Rockets will, I assume, be receiving my right to my left. No, they're going to go the other way.
You're gonna no doubt see some changes. The coin toss was one of those changes. They only sent one captain out on each side for the coin toss. Again, they're doing things to try to help out with the social distancing. You're going to notice as we pan the sidelines from time to time that normally it would be 50 yards where the team has to be, and now it's extended out 80 yards. So the team's encouraged to spread it out. Coach Thompson said that each kid has to have their individual water bottle, so you table there. You don't have the ball boy and the water boy spreading stuff around. So we're getting ready for kickoff here, Jeff. And as Summit prepares to kick off, number 13, that'll be Graham Nicholson, will be kicking off as the Rockets receive.
Well, Nicholson getting it set to kick it off from his own 40. Dropping back deep to receive for Claremont Northeastern is Chris Jenkins, number 2, and 10, Jake Mott. Mott is the man closest to the sideline.
We're going to, as you can see, the camo is working well, so we're going to do our best to keep up with numbers and everyone for everybody and give you a bit of a play-by-play. We realize you're probably not able to make out the numbers. Again, we had about 5 days to put this together, so we'd love to see eventually if we can upgrade our video side of the production a little bit.
All right, so Nicholson approaches the ball. It's a high overturning kick that Mott will just let bounce over his head into the end zone for the touchback, and Claremont Northeastern will start things off first down and 10 from their own 20. The offensive line for Claremont Northeastern, the center is Mason Butler. He's a sophomore. The guards will be J.J. Stricker and Hayden Mattis. Mattis, one of the team captains, didn't get a lot of action last season due to an injury. The tackles will be Hunter Vyers and Steve Norton. The Rockets run generally 4 receivers, Logan Portiff, Damian Kistler, Chris Jenkins, and Jake Mott. Jenkins and Mott sometimes will line up in the backfield, sometimes they'll line up as tight ends. And then the running back is a freshman, Andrew McIntosh, and their quarterback by their second-year starter, Landon Amon.
Coach Thompson calls his offense a spread hybrid. He says they're going to run it around. They want to be fast. They're going to get it out there. And occasionally you may even see a little bit of wildcat formation. You mentioned the senior Hayden Mattis. Coach Thompson wanted me to mention he's going to be enlisted in the Marine Corps. don't know where he got that idea, but he's a pretty big wrestler as well. He's ranked number 6 in the state at 171, so let's hopefully he can put a body on somebody.
Aiming to throw on first down. It's deep and incomplete over the head of their wide receiver, number 13, Damian Kistler. Kistler is a guy with a lot of speed, a big play potential. And on the first play, Amon tries to go deep, but it's overthrown, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Claremont Northeastern.
Damian's what Coach Thompson calls lightning in a bottle. He does have a lot of speed. They get under center really quick here, Jeff.
Kistler comes out wide to the right. They got a slot receiver on the right. 2 men in the backfield, I formation behind Amon. Amon takes a 2-step drop and swings it over the middle, and it's batted down. There on the defense for Summit Country Day was Jack Hargis, the right side linebacker. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 10, and again, the Rockets come up to the line quickly.
3rd and
Kistler
10
again
here,
wide to the right. So 3rd and 10, Kistler again drops back, throws over the middle and way over the head of Kistler, who was cutting across at about the 35. So on 3 plays, it's 3 incomplete passes, and the Claremont Northeastern Rockets will be forced to punt.
That was pretty well defended there by Jacob Carrico for the Summit Knights.
Logan Potworth will be punting for Claremont Northeastern. Dropping back deep is Donovan Matthews for Summit Country Day. He'll be the lone deep man.
So, Jeff, you'll also notice the referee's not actually putting the ball down. They're putting a beanbag on the ground. They give the ball to the center between plays.
Well, I guess they don't want people touching the ball.
They're trying to avoid touches as much as possible. It's stuff that we never thought that we'd consider years ago.
Good snap. Potworth will get the ball away. And it'll bounce and be fielded by
That's Donovan Matthews for Summit.
And he's up to the 40 in Claremont Northeastern territory. So Summit Country Day's Silver Knights start with good field position at the 40-yard line of Claremont Northeastern.
About 6 yards on that return there, Jeff.
Well, the Summit offense, they have on their line Nick Pauley, Keys Woodruff, TJ Armstrong, Carter Bibler, and Ryan Overbeck. Quarterback Nick Lutmer, he is number 11. You can kind of see the numbers a little bit better on Summit Country Day.
Coach mentioned Nick Pauley. He's the 3rd of the Pauley brothers to come through Summit. He's one that he loves.
Matthews comes wide to the near side. Eric Deal behind the quarterback, and he will get the call around the right tackle. He gets maybe about a 6-7 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
That tackle was Angus Krug for Claremont Northeastern, number 27.
So 2nd down, call it 4 for Summit Country Day. We'll check Claremont Northeastern's defense here in a moment.
It's a defense that Coach Thompson calls aggressive. He blitzes on every down. Come after you is what he says. He calls his DBs the Warhawks. As I mentioned, Coach Thompson's big into the battle.
Well, a man in motion, and he's tripped up at the 40 and then stumbles forward for about a gain that looks like it's going to be close to the 1st down.
I think that's going to come back. I see some yellow on the field there, Jeff. I think they're going to catch him for a hold there.
Jacob Carrico had the call. And normally that's going to be a hold, but we'll see.
It's going to come back.
Holding against Summit Country Day.
So what would have been a 3rd and 2 will be negated, and we'll play that one again. You can. We had some rain that came through a couple hours ago, a pretty good one. Looked like we had number 54 for the Rockets out there. J.J. Stricker looked like he was close to making that play and lost his footing on there on the defensive end. The field definitely played a part in that.
Go back to the 49-yard line it goes for Summit. And they jumped on the right side. That's looking to be probably offsides.
That's going to
look like the wide receiver Brennan Riley jumped.
I think it was both the wide receivers, Jeff. That's going to put them at 2nd and 20-plus yards here. So I'd say we're going to look for something in the air here. Give these Warhawks of Steve Thompson's defensive backfield a chance to pick something off.
Well, at about the 47, it's going to be 2nd down and call it 22. As Lutmer takes a snap, and now will throw a high pass up in the air, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Knocked down in the backfield.
That was defended by Trey Amon out there. He had a legitimate chance at a pick there. That was put up for grabs there, Jeff. Did I say Trey Amon? Trey Amon's his brother. That was Landon Amon.
Well, that's news to me because I couldn't tell because of the numbers.
It's
almost impossible to see these
It's rough.
numbers.
When the sun goes down, hopefully those numbers are shiny. We'll see.
Well, so incomplete, and now it is 3rd down and long, about a 22 yards to go. We'll see if they probably want to pick up maybe half of it on this play, but
I'd say they're definitely in
back to
4
throw,
down
looks
situation
down the
where they're out
field,
of
and
the
it's again a high overturning kick. It looks like he's trying to put it up for grabs.
That one.
Because Donovan Matthews is a fairly tall receiver, but that's the second time, and he's been incomplete.
Yeah, he's gone to him twice. He wants to lay it out there for him, but I think we're going to get a penalty on the Rockets there. There were a lot of hands being thrown, and I think the Rockets are going to get dinged for a penalty here for pass interference.
Well, if that is the case,
we since we're in
That
high
would be
school
a
football,
first-
we don't get an automatic
you don't
first
get an
down.
automatic,
So
okay.
they're going to still be 3rd down. It's just not going to be the cornfield that it would have been.
All right, so they come back up to the line again.
Look like it'll be about 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, Jeff.
Donovan Matthews out wide to the left.
That was a rough call. There was a lot of hands on both sides there, so they're going to run the ball.
Lutmer hands it off to Eric Deal. He is short of the first down. That'll be 4th down and
Hey, that's a
probably
freshman
about
making that
6.
tackle, Jeff. Oh, sorry. Now, freshman on that tackle, number 22 for the Rockets, Andrew McIntosh, comes from the other side and tracks him down. That was a heck of a tackle. I think he would have had a first down if he didn't step up for that.
Okay, so 4th down and 8. And now Summit Country Day will have to punt. Dropping back for Claremont Northeastern to receive the punt is Chris Jenkins. He's that fast receiver. And anytime the ball, they're going to go for it. Lutmer throws, and it's caught and then dropped. Trying to see who was the
number
receiver.
3.
Trying to get it to Eric Deal out of the backfield, but it's incomplete.
It was defended by Keegan Braun. That was well defended.
All right, so Claremont Northeastern takes over on downs at their own 40-yard line. You have 9:33 left to go in the first half. You know, there's only about a 200-person capacity that they allowed in. 200 people looks like a lot more people than I imagined it looking like. The stands look almost, not full, but, fairly full here at Northeastern.
The school's done a really good job keeping everyone safe.
Handoff to McIntosh. He gets swarmed under. That's probably the first time he's run the ball as a freshman.
It's a freshman. Coach Thompson said that he earned his stripes to get on that varsity field last week. He really wasn't in the starting lineup and stepped it up in that scrimmage. That was the whole right side of the defensive line for Summit on that tackle.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Landon Amon again with 3 men in the backfield. The ends are tighter than normal. Jenkins to the right. As Amon rolls to the right, looks downfield and decides to keep it. He's up to the 45 to about the 46-yard line before he's knocked down. Knocked down by Luca Tossolini.
That was for the Rockets there. Hunter Vyers, number 99, threw a heck of a block and sealed that end. Gave Mr. Amon a chance to get around the corner and gain some positive yardage. They're just short of the 50-yard line.
So 3rd down and 3. Rockets looking for their first down of the night. Their first possession, it was 3 incomplete passes and out. Landon Amon, a good quarterback from a year ago. He can throw the football.
He can run the ball as well. I think we're audible and out. They're checking out the defense and seeing what the potentials are.
Amon throws to the near side, and it is caught and swarmed down in Summit Country Day territory was number 2, Chris Jenkins.
For Summit, that was number 50, Nick Pauley, on the tackle, but not before the Rockets get that first down. And they get into Summit territory.
Yes. 2 positives on that play.
I think we lined up there and we saw something, and we saw the Rockets audible there. They saw something on defense, and I think they picked the right play there, Jeff.
Well, 1st and 10 at the 49. McIntosh alone in the backfield behind Damon.
Kistler split wide right.
And looked like a missed exchange or something in the background. Or no, he just kept the ball himself and was tackled for about a 3 or 4 yard loss.
That's number 8, Brendan Riley on that tackle for Summit. He's one of the players that, it's really the first player that Coach Isaacs identified as someone to look out for, number 8 for Summit.
Amon last year as a junior, this is his second year as a starter. He threw for 843 yards and also 11 touchdowns.
We're going to have a timeout, Rockets.
And the Rockets call the timeout.
So, Jeff, we'll kind of pop up our roster for the Rockets tonight. We can look there on the screen. Not that you can see the numbers, but you can get a chance. We've got your captains for the Rockets are Landon Amon, Logan Podorf, Hayden Mattis, and Stephen Norton, bringing back 4 seniors as the captains this year. And as we bring up the Summit roster, they've got 9 seniors on their roster, Jeff, and as we just identified a minute ago, look out for number 8, Brendan Riley, on defense and as a tight end for them. And their quarterback's a first-year quarterback for the Knights, Nicky Lutmer. He's a junior.
I read something in the newspaper, and I actually verified it with Bobby Farrell. I was talking about it because it sounded like this was not believable, but it said that in this century, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets have never beaten a team with a winning record. And he said that was true. And, of course, the Rockets really got good in the last couple of years.
Yes.
Before that, they were struggling. But this year they've got a chance, multiple chances of beating a team that could end up over 500, and this is one of them right here, Summit Country Day.
It is amazing. The Rockets for a long time struggled. I was a 2001 graduate. Coach Thompson was a 1999 graduate, and we went through many years where it was lean. We were lucky to pick up a victory a year, but I think the youth program here and the middle school programs and just some folks that are committed to working hard. The kids have spent a lot of time in the weight room. The school has updated their facilities a little bit in that capacity, giving the kids a chance to work out. It's showing benefits. We've got a competitive program.
Well, they're back on the field. 7:05 left to go in the first quarter. No score. As Landon Amon takes a snap, hands it to the tailback. And he's going to be swarmed down and knocked down McIntosh. We'll see where they mark his forward progress, because he had a whole host of Summit Country Day Knights riding him
Number
down.
58, Carter Biebler was one of those, and Ryan Overbeck swarming him. It looks like it's going to be a loss of about 4. That's a generous spot for the Knights, to be certain.
Third down at about 19. So Northeastern faced with a long third down.
Say we're looking for the Rockets to go to the air here. We've got Damian Kistler split to our sideline.
Amon to throw, looking for Kistler, and it's over his head. It looked like Damian kind of slowed down around the 30-yard line.
He did slow down because he was held. There's yellow on the field, Jeff. Had he not been held there, I think he would have had a chance to go to the house with that ball.
I missed the hold, but I saw him kind of slow down, and I thought, well, he would have got to that ball had
he certainly
kept
lost
running,
a step there.
All right, so we'll see where they spot it. It's going to be at about the 44-yard line or so. They're going to still be about 5 yards shy of the first down, but it will remain third down.
I'd say we're going to look for the Rockets to run the ball here, I would think. Look for that freshman, Mr. McIntosh.
Double receivers to the right. Out of the shotgun, Amon looks upfield and then runs it himself, and he will get a first down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line.
Looked like Nick Pauley led it for Summit on that tackle, but not before the Rockets get the first down.
So that's probably their best offensive play of the night. A draw play right up the middle for the quarterback, and now it's again a first down. Northeastern getting near the red zone, trying to get on the board first in this opening game of the 2020 season. One of only 6 games this year. Normally, high school football teams play 10 games. This year it's a 6-game schedule. 4 of those games are at home. As Amon throws it to the near side, and it's complete to Jenkins, and he's fighting for yardage inside the 30 to the 26-yard line.
He breaks a tackle there, number 15 from Summit, had him wrapped up. That's Eric Deal, who's a sophomore, and Chris Jenkins was able to break out of that tackle and gain about another 4 yards on that play.
I'll call that a 8-yard gain. It'll be second down and a long 2. Next week, Blanchester comes here. And we will, of course, be bringing that game also, assuming that they don't shut something down.
You think they'll bring us back, Jeff? I don't know.
You never know what's going to happen.
Rockets line up with 4 wide receivers and a single running back.
Amon swings the other side. It is complete.
Number 10.
That's Mott. Jake Mott with a reception. And that's another first down, and the Rockets now are in the middle of a legitimately sustained drive.
Yeah, that's a real drive. It looks like the Rockets have gotten a little feel for what they're doing on defense. He was definitely under pressure, but quarterback Landon Amon was able to keep that ball just long enough to get the pressure there and allow Mott to break out to the left side. That was a good disciplined play there. If he had hurried that and gotten nervous, his receiver wouldn't have turned around and broke for that first down.
Well, they're on the far side hash marks.
Again with
Jake
4
Mott
wide.
Wide to the right. Normally it's been, or is that Kistler? That might be Kistler.
Looks like we're audible again.
Amon looking toward Kistler, and it bounced in there. It looked like incomplete.
That was to Chris Jenkins, just below his feet. Again, it looked like Amon didn't have a good hold on that ball. That ball might have been a little bit wet there, the field coming into play.
T.J. McGrath and Chris Deal were both down there on the coverage for Summit Country Day. Rockets, as I say, show a lot of different looks at the line of scrimmage. Amon, they say, has a high football IQ. He has the permission and the ability to call audibles at the line of scrimmage.
I think we've seen that numerous times so far today already. That's a good block.
And he'll take it deep, and it's caught. Is that inside the end zone?
No.
No, it's down to like the 1 yard line.
That's Damian Kistler going up and grabbing the ball, and the Rockets are going to be just short. That was a heck of a play by Damian Kistler. He went up and got that ball. Landon Amon put it up there for him, had some confidence as receiver to grab the ball, and he did. It's quite a vertical leap to get that ball, so looks like we got 1.5 yards. They bring it quick, we go underneath. Looks like he's a little short, Jeff. He gained half of it to the goal maybe.
Yeah, Amon kept it himself. So they are right. Yeah, it looks like about 1 yard, maybe a little more from the goal line. Second down, Northeastern trying to get on the board first here on their home opener and the season opener.
It would feel pretty good for the Rockets to have a chance to get on the board first.
3 men in the backfield behind Landon Amon. Hands it off to McIntosh. He is.
I think he's in the end
zone.
Is
he in or not? He's in. Touchdown.
How about that? A freshman scoring a touchdown, his first varsity game, and taking it to the house.
First touchdown career-wise for Andrew McIntosh, and the Claremont Northeastern Rockets take a 6-0 lead with 4:20 left to go here in the first quarter.
I think the Rockets made a heck of an adjustment from their first couple drives. They saw some stuff on defense. They gave Amon a chance to audible at the line, and really made a nice play there.
Well, Jared Glancy will be kicking the point after for CNE. Snap is down, and the kick, it looks like it's going to be wide.
Just wide left.
Wide to the left, and that's that. So the Claremont Northeastern Rockets take the lead, 6-0 CNE.
And we're going to be right back.
Okay.
So as we go between our quarters here, we got our varsity boys schedule up on the screen there for you. They're going to travel to the Western Brown will travel to us on Saturday at 10 a.m. You'll see the boys varsity soccer team, and then on Tuesday they're going to be at Blanchester. Thursday the 3rd, they're going to be home against Bethel Tate, and then the following week they're going to go to Williamsburg. So we'll go back to the main screen here, Jeff, as the Rockets prepare to kick off for the first time this season.
Jared Glancy will also be doing the kicking. He is obviously the kicker. He kicked the point after, or attempted to.
Yes.
So they'll be kicking off from the 40-yard line with the 6-0 lead over Summit.
It's always a good feeling to get off the year right and lead the scoreboard. We've got 4:28 left in the first quarter as the Rockets lead 6-0.
Donovan Matthews is the deep man for Summit Country Day. He'll be returning the kick. 4:28 left to go in the first quarter of the first game of the season. Glancy's kick's a low kick that'll bounce.
Looks like one of
And
the
Matthews
upbacks,
lets
number
it
3.
back, but it's picked up by Alex Davis, one of the front men, and he swarmed under after a short return. And Summit Country Day will this time start deep in their own territory, and they'll have it 1st and 10.
Andrew McIntosh on that tackle for the Rockets. The freshman's having a good game. We also saw Damian Kistler in there on that coverage as well.
I didn't get to set the Rockets defense on their first stand, so I'll do that now. Angus Crude is one of the defensive ends. J.J. Stricker, the defensive tackle. Jacob
Where are we at?
Jacob Croker. Couldn't read my own writing. He's the nose tackle, and the other defensive end is Logan Pottorff, and I'll set the rest of it in a moment. Handoff up the middle, about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
That's senior Keegan Braun for the Rockets on the tackle, number 3. He was in there in a hurry. Summit sent motion, but the Rockets weren't fooled. Got about a guard of a gain and a half.
Well, Keegan Braun is one of the linebackers. Hayden Mattis, Andrew McIntosh, and Jake Mott, the other linebackers. Cornerbacks are Landon Amon and Chris Jenkins, and the safety is Landon Krager. Lutmer takes the snap, looks to the near side, throws it that way. It's complete to Deal, and he's across the 40 to the 42 before he's knocked out of bounds.
It's Logan Pottorff on the tackle for the Rockets, number 15. I was expecting to see some yellow come out there. I thought the Rockets might have been held up a little bit, but Logan Pottorff was able to make the coverage there. Will be just short of a yard to the 1st down.
Well, nice gain on the play. That's the whole object, right? Get a few yards, and take it right down the field. So now they only have 1 yard to go for their first. Is it their first down?
No, they had a couple on that opening
drive.
drive.
They did. Handoff, and that's going to be a 1st down across the 35 to about the 36.
Number 10 for the Rockets in there. That's Jake Mott on the tackle.
That was Deal on the carry. And 1st down for Summit.
We mentioned Logan Pottorff earlier. Coach Thompson tells me that Logan Pottorff and Landon Amon are quite the entrepreneurs. They run a company together, L&L Landscaping.
Well, if they can cut my grass in Batavia for less than $25, I'll hire them.
Well, you might have to talk to him after the game. As a former IRS agent, though, I'm going to make sure they've got legitimate.
That's right.
A fake
Back
there.
to throw goes Lutmer, and he's going to be swarmed under.
It's a heck of a play there. That's number 15 for the Rockets. That's Logan Pottorff.
So Pottorff with a big defensive play.
I think we've got a penalty flag on the field to boot. It's going to be a hold on Summit. They're going to decline it.
Well, that marks the ball all the way back. I think they're going to put it just inside the 25.
About the 25, 24-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and nearly over 20 yards to go, Jeff.
So that changes 21. The complexion.
That changes it very much. So the Rockets weren't fooled by the play-action pass, and even despite the hold, were able to cover that.
Donovan Matthews comes wide to the right. In motion goes Jacob Carrico as Lutmer pitches it back to Deal. And he's going to be hit behind the line as well and driven down. So they're going. They're picking up yardage, but it's in the wrong direction.
Jake Mott, number 10 for the Rockets, read that play all day, shedded a block, and comes around the edge and makes a tackle. That's going to be a 6-yard loss. That's a heck of a play by the Rockets.
Clock continues to move. 2:20 left to go in the first quarter.
The Rockets are playing fast tonight, Jeff. That was one of the keys to Coach Thompson's game, to come out and play fast, be aggressive, and I think they're going to the ball hard. It's able to look for the ball to go to the air
Well, it
here.
is 3rd down and looks like 27, 28, 30. It's way back there. They have to get all the way to the 46-yard line for a 1st down. And we had a false start for the offense.
It's going to be number 8.
Brennan Riley, the wide receiver to the left, came across. I don't know whether somebody else moved earlier, but.
No, I think he was anxious to make a play there. The Summit was going to try to go long, and he was going for the end zone there.
Now he'll check out. Another receiver comes in.
I'd say no doubt Coach Isaacs here, as we've got about a minute and a half in the first quarter, I'd say he's going to get pretty aggressive with his kids when they come at the quarter break and make some adjustments here. Donovan Matthews wide for Summit to this side. Center runner in motion.
Lutmer drifting around in the backfield. Good coverage. Throws it down the field, and it is incomplete. Boy, I thought that was going to be a great play by Jacob Carrico. He went up in the air for it. Looked like he came down with it, but the ball squibbed out.
And there for a minute he was wide open. I think Chris Jenkins, number 2 for the Rockets, I think he might have tried to bait the quarterback there and count on his speed. They had to lob that ball up to get to him, and he nearly covered it. We have a penalty flag, illegal man downfield on Summit. We're going to decline that.
Claremont Northeastern has not had a penalty, have they?
Not that I'm aware of,
I
not
don't
so
remember
far.
one in the first quarter. Summit has had 3 or 4.
I'm not trying to do stats just
well,
yet.
Yeah. How many yards does McIntosh have?
McIntosh has got to be, we'll say over 20 plus a score. How about that?
He's got a touchdown. That's all that
Punted by
matters.
Summit.
Overturning kick. It's going to
Chris Jenkins is going to let that ball
back
die.
to the 30-yard line, and
he's
he'll
going to
pick it up at
How
about the
that?
26.
Well, what a play.
And he gets away on the right side to 30, 35, 40, 45, still on his feet across midfield.
What a play by Chris Jenkins. Jeff, I thought that ball was going to go dead. I was ready to look away and do something else, and he picks it up and takes off.
Well, they say that every time he touches the ball, he is an explosive player and a game changer.
No doubt about that. Chris Jenkins, we mentioned it earlier, he comes from a football pedigree. Chris is quick, though. His dad, Greg Jenkins, was not. He was an offensive tackle at Indiana. Not the speed that Chris explodes with there. So Summit's going to call a timeout here, Jeff. Let's go ahead and we'll look at our upcoming schedules. Now, this is our varsity girls soccer schedule. Tomorrow they're going to be playing Western Brown as well. That'll be here at home. They'll play about 1:30. And then on Tuesday they'll travel to Blanchester. Thursday, September 3rd, they're going to play again at home against Bethel Tate. And then the following week, they're going to travel to Williamsburg. Our soccer team is coached by Craig Yeager. He's in about his 5th year as a coach. And we'll be right back. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rockets here. Couldn't help myself looking through our YouTube feed there. We got well over 100 different devices watching us. Looking at the comments, I mentioned that the lineman there for the Polys, Nick Polly, today's his birthday, the 3rd of the Polly boys to come through, so happy birthday to Nick Polly.
Cool. Eamon swarmed under at the 43-yard line. 2 or 3 guys got through the line for Summit on that play.
I'm seeing number 52 there, Keys Woodruff, one of those seniors leading the way in the tackle there. Play was just a little bit slow to develop, and Landon Eamon didn't have time to get anywhere with that ball.
Well, the weather was bad this afternoon. That's what happens when you operate in the remnants of a hurricane.
Yeah, that's right. I think we've caught a bit of a window. If we were in Kentucky right now, we might not be playing this game. We come down towards the end. There's about 25 seconds left on the clock there in the first quarter. It'll be interesting to see what the Rockets choose to do here.
Eamon to throw, swings it out. It's incomplete.
It's well defended by number 15 there for Summit, Jeff. It's Eric Deal.
Jenkins, the intended receiver. And the clock stops with the incomplete pass. There was 10.3 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 6-0, Claremont Northeastern leading on the touchdown by Andrew McIntosh. the freshman running back, his first touchdown of his varsity career, obviously.
10.3 seconds to go here for the Rockets.
So the snap and a whistle.
Pre-snap penalty. Looks like it's going to be a hold. Illegal motion.
The illegal motion on Claremont Northeastern. That's their first penalty of the night. Comes with 10 seconds left in the quarter. Now they'll march it back 5 yards and start over. Third down, about 12. They have to get to the 40-yard line of Summit for a first down. Amon drops back, swings with the men in front of him. The ball is caught.
This ball's going to come
50
back. There's a
yard
penalty
line.
flag down.
Trying to see who the receiver
That's number
is.
22 there. That's that young
McIntosh.
freshman, McIntosh. He's having a heck of a game, but it's going to come back. We've got a hold. It's going to come back.
Well, before they sort it out, well, we'll see what happens. There's no time left in the quarter. I would imagine they'll set the ball, and then that's the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that will end the quarter there for the Rockets. That's going to make it about 3rd and 35 to start the second quarter. It'll be interesting. Maybe they go to lightning in a bottle. Damian there on the side and see if we can't get some of that back on third down. That nullifies about a 30-yard run there for Andrew McIntosh.
Jerry Salee, the head referee, talking about it with one of the other officials. And now they march it off.
Now, a quarter can't end on a defensive penalty, but I do believe it can end on an offensive penalty.
Well, they're going to run one more play. It looks like they will.
Looks like the side judge here is talking with Coach Thompson, explaining something. We're really not certain. Looks like the Rockets coaching staff's not thrilled about the call there, saying it just doesn't work.
And now more whistles.
Fortunately, the teams are as confused as we are, Jeff. The side judge is still talking with Coach Thompson.
Turn the play clock off.
There'll be no play clock here.
You gotta turn the play clock off.
So this is going to be an untimed play to end the quarter.
Well, they wanted to turn the play clock off. I don't think they have the capability of doing that. So anyway, they run the play. Amon going to go deep. Down toward Jenkins. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Oh, looks like we got it. That was to
No, that was
Damian
Damian
Kinsler, number 13, but we've got a flag again, and now another flag.
That's going to be
we're-
unsportsmanlike, I believe.
I think you're right, Jeff. So we're going to have a whole.
Eric Deal said something to the official as he walked by, and the flag went straight up into the air.
We might have two
This could be a first
penalties
down.
here, a first down plus
This could
some.
be a first down.
I think you're going to have a defensive pass interference followed up by an unsportsmanlike dead ball penalty on Summit. So what a crazy end to the quarter. We're still technically at the first quarter. We've been – that's – again, I don't think the quarter ends on a defensive penalty. We might have one more untimed play here. Officiating crews sorting this out. So we have a pass interference on Summit.
It's going to be a pass interference call against Summit.
Well, it is a first down.
Not just yet. We don't get an automatic first down, so that's still going to leave us about 20 yards short. That's followed by a dead ball penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct on Summit. And that'll be 15.
I don't see the yard line marker over there.
So we're just now getting to the second one. So that's still going to leave the Rockets about 4 yards short.
Well, they're still marking it off. Okay, here we go.
So my brother-in-law over there, the downs marker, is going to have to take about a 30-yard run, and that's still going to leave the Rockets short about 4 yards from the first down. What a crazy sequence of plays here. And we're going to have one more play to end the third quarter. So this will be our second untimed play.
Well, so let's see if we can get a first down to start the second quarter with.
Or just get to the second quarter at this point. It's a lot of yellow on just a few plays in a row, Jeff.
76 degrees out. It's actually a beautiful night
Feels
for
pleasant
football.
now.
There's a breeze going through. Doesn't get much better.
I was in the press box earlier, and it was hot.
Yes, it was.
I'm thankful that sun's behind the trees. The little bit of rain that did come through really helped us out.
And wearing the masks don't seem to help that at all.
So it's, again, an untimed down to end the first quarter.
All right, 3rd down and 5. 2 men in the backfield behind Amon. He'll throw it to the near side. It's going to be complete at the 40. That's going to be a first down.
That's Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins on that play. Tackled by number 6, Luca Tossalini for Summit. Well, that was some soft hands. He went up there and grabbed that ball. That was a nice play, and that's enough for a first down. So I think now, do we get to start the second quarter?
Well,
there we go.
Probably have a little bit of time between the quarters, and
I've got someone on the phone, Jeff.
Okay.
Let me see if we'll see if this thing worked. Can you hear me over there? All right, we got my brother. This is Chris Cunningham. He's on the chain crew. He's on the Summit sideline. What's it like over there in the Summit sideline? I'd say Coach Isaac is giving his kids a bit of a mouthful right now.
He said you can practice. Yeah, they're not very good at home-oriented. Last year we had the same problem. They were not very good.
It's a little bit crazy. They're putting that beanbag down. Are the ball boys getting extra work? Are they having to sanitize the balls and all that?
In order to make today's contest as enjoyable as possible, please remember to practice social distancing.
So the sounds a little crazy. So the ball ended up on the wrong sideline. So you didn't cross-contaminate the ball by them touching it. Okay. Those are the things you wouldn't even consider in a previous year. What's the field like down there? We saw a couple plays where it looked like kids were a little bit loose on their feet. Is it wet? All right. Well, it looks like we're about ready to start the second quarter. Chris, we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. Have fun over there.
All right, so the Rockets will have the ball in what looked like was going to be a detrimental type situation. Now they have the ball first down as we start this second quarter.
That's a crazy sequence of events, Jeff.
It
We
was.
went from, what were we at, 3rd and about 40?
Something like that. Amon again swings to the near side.
Reverses
now
the
they
field.
do reverse, and he's going to come up across the 35 to the 30. Got some a little more room inside the 20.
That's number 10, Jake Mott for the Rockets running the ball. Reverse the field. That tackle was made by number 6 for Summit. That's Luca Tossalini. Change that direction and use a little speed there.
So the Rockets are in business again. Right at about the 20-yard line, first down and 10.
Doing a good job keeping Summit off balance.
A lot of these little swing passes and having success. Amon looks downfield, now going deep, and it is
that's well
incomplete.
defended.
Trying to get it to Jenkins down in the corner.
That's number 21 for Summit, Ben Fern. That was a well-defended play there.
Wait, that was Podorf down there, not Jenkins.
Podorf and Logan Fern went up and battled for the ball, and Fern was able to put one hand on it.
6-0 Claremont Northeastern. We are just underway in the second quarter. Amon pumps and goes. Wide open receiver, and that's going to be a touchdown.
That's Landon. That's Chris Jenkins there.
You could just see that play develop. The defensive back came up. He cut to the inside, and there was nobody between him and Amon just put the ball right on his chest.
That was a heck of a play. Landon Amon sat back, got comfortable in the pocket. His receiver ran where they needed to, and that was a well-done play there for the Rockets. That's going to make it 12-0.
Score comes with 11:31 left to go in the first half.
Looks like the Rockets are going to go for 2 here, Jeff.
That was a 20-yard pass from Amon to Podorf.
Split 4 wide. Podorf on this side along with Jake Mott.
Swings it out, and it's caught, or was it?
No, he had it in his hands. That was to Chris Jenkins again. The ball was just on his fingertips. I thought he was going to bring it in. It was well defended by Summit there.
All right, so Claremont Northeastern, the beat goes on. It's 12-0 CNE. I'll tell you the truth. Summit does not look as impressive as I really thought they would be coming into tonight's game. I mean, they look like they're athletic, but they just haven't been able to get anything to going.
You know, you can't
and now
help.
Amon, really, with these wide receivers, these mixed up patterns,
I think
it just looks like it's developing.
you
for
could be.
Northeastern.
It could be a case of just not having a chance to get together as much. A short off season with COVID, not having a chance to do as much during the summer. The Rockets have the benefit of some guys out here. You've got Logan Podorf and Landon Amon that work together every day. You never know, maybe they mow some grass and throw some balls to one another. But, yeah, I would agree with you. It looks like Summit's they've got some athletes, but they're just a step off.
They just haven't been able to get it together.
Yeah, they're not got a real rhythm.
But, we got a long way to go, too.
That's right. They're too good of a team to assume that they're going to do anything other than make the adjustments that they need to.
Well, as usual, Donovan Matthews is back deep for Summit Country Day.
Jared Glancy kicking for the Rockets.
There's a high overturning kick. It's going to come into the near side.
Ooh, that's a
picked up and run out of bounds. Alex Davis.
That's a bad play. You let that ball go out of bounds. If that kickoff had gone out of bounds, that'd be an illegal procedure on the Rockets. But instead, it leads Summit with some rough field position there on about the 16-yard line. Let that ball go out of bounds. We got the sun right in our camera there, Jeff. It'll be a few minutes. It'll be behind those beautiful oak trees. For those from Summit that are watching the podcast, Claremont Northeastern Schools sit on about a 100-acre piece of land here. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a piece of property that's more beautiful than our campus here once you get past the asphalt parking lot. But there's about almost 100 acres here, some beautiful woods. They have nature trails and cross-country fields.
Well, Nikki Lutmer trying to get it going for Summit Country Day. Swings it out to the right side. There's a complete pass, but a short gain, if anything.
That was Brendan Riley that went in motion and got the pass. Number 15 for the Rockets, Logan Podorf again on that tackle. Jeff, they got us these headsets, the beauty of Amazon Prime. They were ordered on Wednesday. I'm glad we're not standing here holding microphones. How about you?
That's the way I've always done it. I mean, honestly, this might be the first time I've ever done
I don't have to
game
worry
with a headset. You can always take the microphone away from your mouth if you.
I like the fact that I don't have to worry about it. I've got the screens and stuff here trying to keep stuff in field, and I'm glad that I don't have to worry about that.
There's another complete pass, but again, not much of a gain.
That's to Brendan Riley for the Rockets. The tackle was, I believe that was number 69 there, and that's going to be Hayden Mattis, one of those captains for Coach Steve Thompson.
As I mentioned earlier, Mattis didn't get to play a lot of last season. He missed over half the season with an injury, so really this is, his first time as being a, full-time starter here as a senior.
He's also looking forward to wrestling. Coach Thompson says he encourages his football players to wrestle. Man alive, that sun's rough. It's beautiful, but it's rough. It's good.
Ludmer will look upfield, and now he'll run it himself and hit hard.
It's a good play there. That's that freshman again. That's Andrew McIntosh for the Rockets coming up and making a play there. I'll tell you what,
Mattis was there too. Mattis, I think, was the guy that hit him hard.
Mattis and McIntosh there. We've said that name a lot today so far.
Yes.
Freshman Andrew McIntosh. So what we got here, Jeff? It's going to be about a 4th and 4 with about 9:39 left in the quarter. They're going to punt. It's going to be number 13, Graham Nicholson. We got two back for the Rockets. It looks like it's Damian Kistler and Chris Jenkins. Man.
Yeah, that's something.
It's something.
High kick. It's going to be low kick.
Oh, no.
Try to get it. Then
That's
going to
be a turnover.
It's going to be turned over to Summit Country
turnover.
Day.
Looks like Chris Jenkins came up, had that ball in his hands, but it slipped out, and Summit recovered it. That's recovered by number 50. That's the birthday boy, Nick Pauley. With about 9 minutes, that's the first really big mistake today for the Rockets. It's going to leave Summit on about their own 45 with a first down. Let's see what the Rockets can do to recover here.
Summit really hasn't gotten any kind of a good offensive drive going. Most of the time, they're stymied by penalties. So we'll see if they're going to
probably getting close to 6 penalties
so
far for the Rockets. Number 5, Donovan Matthews in motion. Little misconfusion there.
And the carry forward by Braden Austin.
That's number 22 for the Rockets again on that tackle. That's Andrew McIntosh. You can see why. You can
That
see
was
what
Ben Jacob on the carry for.
you can see what the coaches saw in that scrimmage to decide to put that freshman, put him in the starting lineup. He's having a heck of a game on both sides of the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, the sun is shining right in on this window, and you can't hardly see anything. I can't.
it's affecting the camera as well. We apologize. We're getting a little bit of glare. It shouldn't be long. That thing will drop behind the trees. We're going to do the best we can to keep the screen there for you. Motion's number 18 there. It's Jacob Carrico. Play
Back
action
to throw
pass.
goes
Ooh.
Ludmer. He's hit from behind and almost intercepted and then dropped.
Man, a
It was
lot
again
of
McIntosh there.
A lot of pressure there for the Rockets. Nearly got a sack. Trying to get that number over there. Looks like number 72 for the Rockets put pressure on that ball. That's Stephen Norton, another one of those seniors. Gave the quarterback a real hit there, Jeff. He's going to feel that one. I think it affected his throw, too. He was just a half step away from having a sack. So we're going to split two wide, two running backs in the backfield. Number 5, Donovan Matthews in motion, has the ball on a sweep.
And he's back to the 50-yard line, about a 5-yard gain. And it'll be 5
Podorf.
yards shy of the first down as Summit Country Day continues to move the ball.
Logan Podorf on that tackle. It's going to leave it about 4th and 7. I'd say Summit's at a point here where they're not going to punt the ball. What do you think, Jeff? No, they are going to punt the ball. 4th and 7 for Summit.
Well, a 12-point lead for Claremont Northeastern. You don't want to let it get out of control if you give them the ball at the 50, so they're going to hopefully back them up in their minds.
So Summit
Jenkins
really
and
misses an
Kistler are back
opportunity to
deep.
capitalize there on a mistake by the Rockets. It gains them about 30 yards in field possession here, though, as they punt. A lower punt this time. Damian Kistler with the return. Looks like he gains about 10 yards on that return. Going to leave him close to the 30-yard line. As the Rockets come out on offense. Let's look at the Rockets' schedule that's coming up next week. They're going to be home versus Blanchester. They're going to be home again versus Bethel Tate. 3 home games in a row before they travel to Fayetteville. And they travel again to East Clinton. And then they're going to end the year here at home on October 2nd against Williamsburg. The playoff situation this year, Jeff, changes as well. Every team gets an opportunity for the playoffs, much like basketball. 3 wide.
Landon Amen's pass is complete to number 27, Angus Crew, going to be brought down by number 58.
About a 6-yard gain for Claremont Northeastern. It gets it up to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and about 4. 6:58 left to go here in the half. 12-0 CNE in their home opener.
Ben Fern on the tackle there for Summit. 3 wide for the Rockets.
One guy in the backfield, McIntosh, beside Amon, and he'll swing it out quickly to the right side, and it's going to be complete and about a yard or 2 shy of the first down. That was Logan Podorf with the reception.
That was defended for Summit. 29 for Summit. Zach Hargis.
Claremont Northeastern continues to use that hurry-up offense to keep Summit back on their heels, and a lot of these swing passes there are being very effective. And now they give it to McIntosh straight up the middle, and he has about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Or was that McIntosh? That was
Keys Woodruff. Keys Woodruff for Summit on the tackle. That's enough to grab a first down, though, Jeff.
okay. So it's a first down. I thought it was McIntosh, but maybe it wasn't McIntosh on the run.
I think the quarterback kept it, Landon Amon.
Oh, okay. It's just difficult.
Here he is again.
Amon keeps it again across the 40 to the 42-yard line. He looks like he got back to about the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
That's Keys Woodruff again. Yeah, Jeff, I'd have to agree. I think the uniforms do look cool, but, man, it sure does make it hard to see who they are, doesn't it?
You know, I remember doing a game with Bethel here, and they had gray uniforms with red numbers. That doesn't sound like that would be tough to see, but with the lighting, it was impossible. And these are pretty close to that.
Fortunately, the sun's dropped down behind the trees. That helps a little bit. It got a little interesting there for a while, didn't it?
It did.
4 wide.
Got 2 men on the near side as Landon looks over the middle, and it's tipped and incomplete.
And I thought Summit was a little early there. That went to number 13 for the Rockets. That's Damian Kistler. That was well defended there.
Well, he had some zip on that ball.
He did. He put some.
I think it
put
got
some
there a
zip on
little
it.
early.
That was number 14 for Summit, Josh Weitzman, on coverage there. It leaves it 3rd and 10. Timeout Summit.
Timeout called. Rockets.
We have another little break in the action. Let's go ahead and pop up our volleyball schedule there. Our volleyball team's been competitive for many years. They're coached by Emma Keogh. Tomorrow they're going to be playing Eastern High School and Winchester in like a trifecta game. That'll be here at Claremont Northeastern, so a big day here at CNE. And then they'll travel on September 3rd. They'll be going to Blanchester. So it looks like here tomorrow they're going to have Western Brown, Eastern, and Winchester. Sounds like a mini tournament going on here for volleyball.
Do you know what the situation is? I know that there were 6 games in the regular season. I was talking to Bob Farrell, the offensive coordinator, the other day, and he was saying that every team is going to go to the playoffs.
Correct.
So he says, because Northeastern has never made a playoff appearance.
Right.
So he goes, well, we're going this year for sure.
It's going to be much more like basketball, where every team does have a chance to get into the postseason. But then the real oddity is if you get knocked out of the playoffs, you're allowed to pick up a game after your postseason is over.
Okay.
So while other teams are playing in the playoffs, if teams so choose, they have an opportunity to pick up a game at the end of the season.
So in reality, even though this is all fluid and it could all change tomorrow, they have 6 games on the regular schedule, and for sure, according to that, they're going to have at least 2 more games after, in addition to the 6 that we have.
They'll
on the
have
schedule.
one guaranteed, their first playoff game.
But you have to win to get another game.
You have to win to get another one there.
But I thought you said if you lost the playoff, you
have the option, but
schedule.
you're not required to. You'd
Well,
have
right.
to pick it up.
I would think they would want to.
And they can do that for a couple. The Rockets come out. A little trickery here that goes to, who was that? That was 27, Angus Krug, and Chris Jenkins ended up with the ball.
All right, so we have 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Northeastern leading 12-0, and they have the ball.
Left with about 4th and 10, 4th or 11 here, so they're going to go ahead and punt. It's Donovan Matthews back.
Yep, and punting will be Logan Podorf.
You know, there's been some times in this game, Jeff, where even with the officials, I think just the order of the game, you can tell it's definitely week 1, but they're also learning brand new rules, and I think both teams are just a little bit off kilter. And even the officiating crew, it's just been a little bit different.
Well, like I say, coming into this game with all the COVID requirements and everything, this has more of a feel like a regular home game than I thought it would. I thought there would be like a much sparser crowd in front of us. It just has a feel of a regular game.
Well, I think one of the things that gives us a chance to feel a little more full is the fact that families are still allowed to sit together, and Northeastern
Right.
is a district where families are still pretty tight. There's a lot of multi-generation families here at CNE schools. I know my children are the 3rd generation to go through the district, so there's a lot of big families here.
Well, the trouble is they can't get tickets.
I think
Has a handoff to the right side, and that's going to be about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
it's Keegan Braun, number 3 for the Rockets, covering it up, and we've got a flag on the play, and I think we're going to get Summit again for a hold here.
The way I understand that each player got 2 tickets, each cheerleader got 2 tickets, each band member got 2 tickets. I mean,
Correct.
the ability to buy 2 tickets.
Correct.
And then they
Really
only
predicated-
gave away 15% of about 1,400, which is a little over 200 people.
Yes. They use the fire marshal's seating capacity as a guideline. So schools with much bigger stadiums have the opportunity to bring a few more total people. But no matter what, it would be a 1,500 person max. So even if a school had a 20,000 seat stadium, they would only be allowed to have that 1,500
Right.
total. Shotgun formation.
The throw is incomplete.
It's a little bit high to number 18 there for Summit.
Jacob Carrico was the intended receiver.
Again, that's defended by number 1 for the Rockets, Landon Amon, their quarterback.
That looked like that was catchable.
I think he had a chance at it, but
dropped
Landon
it.
Amon was right there and gave him a pretty good shot, and I think he felt it.
Yeah, he heard him coming. So that stops the clock with 4:37 left to go in the half. So far, so good for Steve Thompson's first game as head coach of the Claremont Northeastern Rockets. He said it was like a dream come true. He played with Jeremy Fishback at Northeastern, the previous coach, as the pass goes down the field and it's incomplete.
It's well defended by the Rockets, Jeff. There's two boys back there.
And that's going to be third down and long yardage for Summit.
It looks like that's going to be number 1 and number 2 for the Rockets on defense, Landon Amon and Chris Jenkins. And, there's been a couple balls where Summit's kind of put the ball up in the air, and we've had a legitimate opportunity to have a pick. You'd think at some point we're going to get an interception here tonight if he keeps throwing balls like that.
Well, it seems a little unusual how he throws the ball way up in the air like that. And I think it's because he has tall receivers and he thinks they can out-jump the defenders.
Yes.
But it's not been successful.
Not so far. Coach Isaacs mentioned number 8 there, Brendan Riley. He's a big guy, a big target. You think you'd see a ball go his direction soon.
He swings it out for a pass. There's little gain, but not nearly enough. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to present a fourth down.
Chris Jenkins on coverage there. It's going to be what, 4th and 13 there?
4th and 13, so they'll be out to punt again. And Northeastern will get the ball back with a little under 4 minutes left to go in the half, so we'll see if they can get something going offensively before the first half comes to a close.
You got to be pretty impressed by the Rockets' defense here, Jeff. I think they're taking advantage of their speed. They're not getting beat anywhere, really. 2 back for the Rockets. Looks like Damian Kistler on the far side.
Normally they say the punt returns is Chris Jenkins, but they have 2 people back.
Chris
High kick. That's a good punt.
Fair catch.
And it's caught it
I'd say
inside the 20 or inside the 30 at about the 28. So it'll be 1st and 10 from there for Claremont Northeastern.
that's their best punt of the night so far. That's some of the worst field position that the Rockets have seen so far. That was Damian Kistler that fair caught that ball.
So the Rockets have about 3.5 minutes to try to get on the board again before the first half comes to a close. They have the concession stand open, I noticed this morning, or this afternoon when I was in here. So everything is pretty much up and running. They got the cheerleaders. The band is going to perform during a 10-minute halftime, which I think is a vast improvement.
Yes, we're going to do 20%
halftime's a long, 20-minute halftime's a long time.
We did have quite a few questions whether or not we're going to bring the band performance. Our intention is to stay live with that. Ball's a little high there to Chris Jenkins on that pass.
2nd down and 10. Amon throwing the incomplete pass. Rockets scored first with about a 1-yard run by
freshman Andrew McIntosh.
Yeah, Andrew McIntosh, and then they threw a 20-yard pass to Podorf from Amon with 11:31 left to go in the first half, and that's the scoring. So McIntosh and Podorf with the touchdowns, Amon with a throwing touchdown. And he rolls to the right and now throws over the middle, and it is intercepted.
No.
Oh, no.
He pulled that ball in. Man, I thought he was going to get picked off too, Jeff.
Boy, that looked like Eric Deal had that ball.
Both of the 15s on that play, but Logan Podorf was able to pull that ball in. I thought good job there by Logan Podorf, sticking with that ball. And just short of the first down, that was a heck of an offensive play.
Well, Deal cut in front of him, and I thought he had the ball, but he went flying past him without it. But it looked like he had intercepted it to me.
2 guys moving at a great rate of speed there, and they hit. And that's enough for a first down there.
And the clock stops with 3:11.
They initially had that marked as 3rd and short. We're going to be 1st and 10 for the Rockets there.
It's been 20 years since I've done a high school game. So it's like college. It stops on a first down.
I don't know.
You don't know either.
It's been forever since, like literally forever.
Long pass downfield. It's caught and bobbled and now caught and down the sideline for a Claremont Northeastern touchdown.
I believe that's Damian Kistler.
Or Kistler with a touchdown.
Wow, what a play, Jeff.
He bobbled that ball right down the sideline, came down with it, and now Northeastern has an 18-0 lead.
3 times there. You know what? Best play of the night, and I missed it on the camera. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, that was Damian Kistler racing down that right-hand sideline. Coach Thompson calls him lightning in a bottle, and he really shows it there, doesn't he?
He certainly did, and just like that, the Rockets are on the board yet again. So now it's Kistler, McIntosh, and Podorf with touchdowns. Everybody's getting in on the act.
Spreading the ball around. That makes it 18-0 Rockets. They're going to go for
Glancy will
one.
attempt for the point after. And this time it is good. So the Rockets now lead at 18-0. Kind of pouring it on. It took them, 38 seconds to score, of course, with the help of that big play.
Scoreboard operator's messing me up here, Jeff. I thought I had it right. It's going to make it 19-0 Rockets. I got a little out of sorts there. 19's not a score you see very often on a football field, is it?
Nope. All right, so CNE will kick it off again. There have been no turnovers in this game.
Well, we did have the muffed punt, I guess we could call a turnover there on that.
Yeah.
By the Rockets.
But no fumbles, no interceptions.
No, not yet.
So we'll see what happens here on the kickoff. Glancy will be kicking off.
Well, I found out the miracle of text and comments. Sounds like our phone interview didn't quite work right. I heard all of it.
I heard it.
Apparently it didn't go out to YouTube, so I'll have to work out the kinks on that next
time.
Oh,
really?
As the Rockets kick off.
Low kick. And again, this one was going to go all the way into the end zone and got to be a touchback, and it'll come back to the 20-yard line, first down and 10 for Summit. So they'll have 80 yards to go with 2:52 left to go in the half.
I'd say Coach Isaacs is really going to want to see a score here. I think Summit's going to definitely have a lot of pressure on their team to put a score in here and get something on before halftime. But in the same mind, the Rockets, it'd feel great to get that ball back one more time here, wouldn't it?
It would. And if you can score every 30 seconds.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Rockets try to dial it up here and put some pressure on.
So Nicky Lutmer comes up under the line of scrimmage, and he's the quarterback for Summit Country Day, trying to get his team back into it at this point. And a little swing pass is dropped. A wide open receiver, Brennan Riley, he just dropped the ball. There was nobody really anywhere around him.
That was pretty well defended by number 13 of the Rockets there. No, I got that wrong.
So incomplete pass, stops the clock, 2:46 left to go. Again, 19-0 Claremont Northeastern. Who would have thought they would have this big of a lead at halftime?
I think if you ask Coach Thompson, he couldn't have scripted this to go much better.
Well, as your son said, the object is to score more points.
It's a really
Keep
good
the
strategy.
other points from scoring. Keep the other team from scoring. There was a pass that is complete that time to Brennan Riley, and he's driven out of bounds.
Defended by Keegan Braun for the Rockets. What's that good for? About 5?
Yep, third down, a long 5.
Jeff, with that hurricane coming in, the camera we have here really doesn't do it justice. We were complaining about that sun just a few minutes ago, but that's about as beautiful sky as you could ask for, isn't it?
It is. Summit Country Day with a third down and a long 5. Now a man goes in motion to the far side. That's Justin, and it's incomplete again.
It's defended by number 10 of the Rockets there. That's Jake Mott on defense, and that's well done.
Boy, Lutmer has had not a lot of success throwing the football. He's got receivers that are dropping balls. It's just haven't been able to get anything to go together offensively in the passing game.
I'll jump in. I'll go through the comments here again. You had mentioned that Summit just seems a little bit out of sorts. One of the comments here is saying that they've got 2 senior starters that tonight are on quarantine. They're not with the team.
Oh, that explains the offensive line.
That explains a lot. Yeah, that explains
because
a lot.
They were talking about the offensive line having all seniors, and there's actually 3 juniors on the Summit offensive line in the starting lineup.
So you've got a team that's just a little bit off balance. They got some different personnel.
So Northeastern will get the ball back. Jenkins scrambling up to about the, oh, that was Kistler, rather.
That's Kistler,
up
and he
to
loses
the
his helmet.
47-yard line, and that's where the Rockets will have it, 1st and 10 with all of 2:23 left.
You can't help but think that the Rockets are going to put some pressure here and see another one score. Where they have a mark there, Jeff, about the 46.
Yep, 46-yard line. That's where it's 1st and 10. Northeastern with already a 19-point lead. Not a lot of time left, though, here in this half. I don't think you can expect them to score in 30-some seconds very often.
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, it was 30-some seconds last time when they got the ball
yeah,
to score.
you would never would have thought that, would you?
Right. All right, McIntosh behind Amon. Amon with 2 touchdown passes tonight. That gives him 13 in the last 2 years. And he scrambles in the backfield and gets open and throws to the right side. A wide open receiver.
That's Logan
Up
Podorf,
the right
number 15.
side, Podorf is going to go all the way. Maybe he does.
Holy cow.
2 straight plays. How many yards did those 2 plays cover? And they score 2 touchdowns.
That's well over 100 yards on 2 plays, Jeff. That's a play there where I thought, frankly, that Landon Amon looked like he was going to get sacked. He stepped up in the pocket, though, showed some patience, and found his receiver out there and let him do their thing.
The boy Podorf was wide open.
He was.
And he threw it to him, and then nobody could catch him. 25-0, CNE. And now Glancy will kick the point after again, and he does. So it's 26-0, Claremont Northeastern, and we will.
We got some scores from around the league.
Okay.
We got the beauty of Twitter here, so I follow the Claremont Suns. I appreciate their coverage of athletics around the county. Just briefly looking through their feed. With about 2 minutes and 35 seconds left, you've got New Richmond and Bethel Tate, and New Richmond holds a 14-12 lead. At halftime, Batavia leads Williamsburg 16-6. At halftime, Lebanon is over top of West Claremont 7-0. Lebanon was a team that for a while wasn't going to have a football team due to COVID. Milford, starting the second quarter, is up 14-3.
And the Rockets kick the ball off again. This time it goes out of bounds. So Summit will not get to return it, but they will set it up 1st and 10 with now 2:09 left to go in the first half. I'll tell you, the way the Rockets are starting this game against this team, it bodes well for the rest of the season.
I would agree with you, Jeff. I think we've said it a few times. I don't think Coach Thompson could ask any more to see out of his team. We started the game, and Coach Thompson mentioned missing a key part of the team, but I think they've done a heck of a job adjusting their scheme to do it. They found some kids. They've got a freshman who's scored. They've gotten the ball out to their speed guys and got it in the guys' hands that can do something with it.
Andrew McIntosh has really had a good game as a freshman. He's been an important part of this team.
100%. Equally good on offense and defense. He's had several big tackles.
So, again, Nicky Lutmer in the backfield as the man comes in motion, but they go the other way and slam down tackle.
Looks like
they
66
gave it to Eric
there.
Deal, but Mattis
69 hand mats.
Mattis did the tackle.
These are hard ones to see.
That was a rough tackle.
He put him on the ground, didn't he?
He did. And importantly, the clock continues to move. Even if Summit starts to get something going offensively, they now have time limitations.
A minute and a half remaining.
Brennan Riley wide to the right side. Nicky Lutmer takes a snap, plenty of time in the backfield, looking downfield, and now some rush comes on. He gets it away, and Riley just about got it, but it's incomplete.
That's another ball that I thought we had a chance to pick off there. Who's that for the Rockets? That's a number I haven't called much. That's Jonathan Purcell, number 14, defending that ball.
Riley had
there
to come back for the ball a little bit. He kind of had to wait for it. It was so high in the air.
Well, I'll tell you what, the quarterback was seeing some pressure there. He just got the ball away, and he got hit pretty hard there. It looked like it was number 27, Angus Krug, that pressured the quarterback, and I think that did shorten his throw up just a little bit.
It was a bit late in coming, but when it came in numbers.
Yes.
And he had to get rid of the ball when he did. And didn't really, I don't think, get to step into it like he wanted to. So minute 16 left. It is now 3rd down and 9 for Summit.
Motion back to the left.
Throw down the field, and it's caught and dropped before the first down marker.
The ball was in his hands, and I think he got popped pretty good, and it caused it to come out.
Did he drop it? Oh, he dropped it.
He dropped it. It was incomplete. I think that was number 10 for the Rockets there that gave him a pretty good stick. That's Jake Mott.
Yep, Mattis there again on the tackle. Mattis, a real team leader, and like I say, he was hurt some last year, but he's an important part of this Rocket defense. Probably the biggest kid on the field, I would think.
It's not a coincidence that Coach Thompson chose to make him a captain.
And they're punting again. Can the Rockets score in another minute? High ball, back, and slipped and fell.
That was Jenkins. That field is definitely a little bit wet.
About the 26-yard line, so Northeastern will have it again. And I would say they're going to run out the half, but you never know. 2 plays in a row, they cashed in big time.
For our viewers online, I'd had that score incorrect. It's 26-0 Rockets here in the second quarter. About a minute left. We're going to do our best to bring the marching band to the fans here at halftime. We'll keep the live stream going the duration of the game. Jeff and I will step away for a bit while the band plays.
Hand off to McIntosh. He's across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. About a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
It's number 52, Keys Woodruff, on the play there for Summit.
So we'll see if they're going to maybe take one more big play or just be content with a 26-0 lead and take it into the half-time locker room.
Walking off the field with a limp, so that might change their game plan just a little bit. He looks like he's done something to his leg here. He's going to see the trainer.
So 26 seconds left. 2nd down and 9. Amon takes a snap and gives it again to McIntosh around the right side.
There's a penalty flag on the field.
And a penalty marker down as McIntosh carries for the first down, but we're going to have to wait and see. Probably going to be holding.
Looks like the ball came loose at the end of the play, but the referees blew it dead, but it's going to be nullified.
False start, the penalty against Claremont Northeastern, and so with 14 seconds left, they'll have it 2nd down and about 13. And I imagine we'll see one more play, and then that'll be it.
I would think so. I think on both of our big offensive plays, Jeff, I got in the spirit of the play and forgot to pan our camera to it during the game. I'm getting comments from
You're into the game.
From the home team at my house saying, "Hey, Dad, move that camera. We missed the big play." So I apologize. Yeah, I get to watching the football game. The clock is running here, Jeff.
You know, this is really more like a radio broadcast with something to watch.
Yes.
Because we don't really have cameramen that are running the cameras, zooming the cameras, things like that. But so if you're in your car, you can listen to it. I do that a lot, listen to YouTube in my car. Well, the first half comes to a close. So the first half comes to a close from Claremont Northeastern High School, and the Rockets head into the locker room with a 26-0 lead. And we'll be back with more from Claremont Northeastern right after this.
All right, so we're gonna bring it back to the field as the Rockets marching band moves out. We're gonna do our best to bring you the sound, so you might hear a little bit of the crowd. But the marching Rockets are coming out. They're directed by Mr. Chris Moore. So with that, we'll leave it to the Rockets, and Jeff and I will step away.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our senior band members, we're going to announce them one at a time to take their spots on the field. We've got Savannah Appleman, Avery Bunch, Kyle Butterfield, Austin Curry, Holly Daniel, Alyssa Ferguson, Jackson Gum, Jonathan Keener, Nicole Leonard, Tyler McDonald, Bella Morehouse, Rachel Noonan, Sarah Padilla, Nick Pennington, Caleb Shelton, Haley Stagman, Claire Stinger, Emma Stephen, and Grace Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Mr. Chris Moore, we proudly present the Shining Warriors of Good Music, the Claremont Northeastern Marching Rockets. Tonight, the Marching Rockets bring you a couple of classic rock hits, and they'll start with a song that needs no introduction, A Long Train Running. The Marching Rockets have just performed for you Scream, a scatter drill that is a Swedish technique perfected by Jörn Jorgensen in 1969. It was also the same year that the Beatles released their hit, Get Back. The Claremont Northeastern Marching Rockets under the direction of Mr. Chris Moore. The assistant directors are Mr. Joshua Clifford and Mr. Charlie Singer. The field commanders are Harley Daniel, Emma Stevens, and Liz Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Claremont Northeastern Marching Rockets!
So we're going to start an interview we had earlier this week with Rockets Athletic Director David Caldwell. We'll have to cut it short. We've got about 2.5 minutes left, but here's Mr. Caldwell, the Athletic Director.
I'm here with David Caldwell, the Claremont Northeastern Athletic Director. Mr. Caldwell, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
So we've had a couple interviews with coaches that we ran earlier tonight. This is my third Zoom interview. So you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to try to get rid of the ums and the thes as much as possible. Are you getting a little used to doing video stuff these days?
I am. Since the COVID has hit, we have mostly started canceling in-person meetings as far as a league and as a district. We started having a lot of Zoom. We finally got back as a league last week. We had a meeting last Wednesday. We kind of got everybody together when we thought the governor's new orders were going to be out, and got together, and it was nice to be in the same room with all my colleagues from the SBC.
It's sometimes refreshing just to get to be back around people, even if you have to social distance. This video stuff's great, but it's not the same as an in-person conversation, is it?
I agree. The person aspect cannot be underestimated, and
That's 100% correct.
We're constantly talking about stuff and little details and checking in on this and checking in on that. And when you've got 15 or 16 people on a Zoom chat,
it's tough. 100%. Well, why don't you give me one or two preparations you've done around the school to prepare for your fall sports seasons? You've had a whole week to know that you really get to have them.
Well, we knew on May 26th, they let us start getting back in, doing some football workouts, open gym. At first, we started with kids not being allowed to pass the ball between each other, and we slowly got permission to do that, and then we slowly got permission for the kids to lift and be able to spot each other, and then we went from 10 in a group to a little more than 10, and then got to a point where we could have the whole team. Learning and teaching everybody about the masks is an ongoing battle.
I bet.
But I think we're getting there. We've had this week 3 volleyball matches at home, and our crowd has done a great job.
Good.
We did things a little different than other schools in the league. We have a list where everybody's able to check in, and if we ever have issues from the Department of Health, we are able to say, these are the CNE fans that were here tonight. We know who was here, and we think we've done a good job of preparing, marking off sections, providing hand sanitizer, and the community has done a great job pitching in and helping our kids get to have a season.
That's good. That really brings me to my next question. Is there one thing that our fans can do to help us keep our season going on?
Everything that we're doing is about.
All right, we're going to cut into that interview as we get ready to start the second half.
All right, we're ready to get the third 12-minute quarter underway. The third quarter, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets, they received to start the game, so they will be kicking off here in half number 2 with a 26-0 lead over Summit Country Day. Glancy will kick it off, and it'll drive Matthews back to the 5-yard line, picks it up to the 10, the 15, the 20, still on his feet. And the Rocket defense swarms and gets him out of bounds over on the far sideline, so Summit will settle up 1st and 10.
Looks like number 13 for the Rockets on that coverage. That's going to be Damian Kistler.
So Summit Country Day playing without 3 seniors brings it to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to assume those are 3 offensive linemen that are out, because they had talked about in the pregame show, Justin Isaacs, their head coach, said they had 5 offensive senior linemen, and they only have 2 in the lineup tonight, so I would assume that's the 3.
Yeah, it's going to be like that this season, where 1 minute to the next, even if a kid's not necessarily sick, because of the way contract tracing works. Does anybody know what just happened? We've got something.
And an illegal procedure on the kickoff. We did have a flag on there.
Okay.
So, again, just a little bit weird. We had an illegal procedure on the kickoff, apparently, so we're going to have to re-kick the ball. It's going to give Summit another opportunity.
All right, again, the lone deep back is Donovan Matthews, and Glancy will tee it up again.
I didn't even see the flag. Did you, Jeff?
No.
I know the viewers on TV didn't see him. We're doing our best here with the webcam set up. If this is something we've done. The name of this channel, the CNE RocketCast, it's really not owned by the school. It's just Jeff and I are both alumni, and we wanted to step up and really do what we could to help out. the schools bought some equipment here, but they're definitely interested. If anybody wants to help out in any way with this production to help make it better, you contact the athletic director, Mr. Caldwell. You know, they had the band there at halftime. We really didn't get him in there as much as we would have liked to with the sound, but if anyone's interested in helping us out with some of this equipment to improve this cast.
Well, Ben Fern tries to pull it back.
I tell you what, that was a good kickoff by the Rockets. I think the penalty might have worked in their favor. They set them 5 yards further back than before the penalty there.
All right, so Summit Country Day, where they're back against the wall, not only on this drive, but also on the scoreboard, 26-0. Just underway in the third quarter. As Nicky Lutmer brings them up, Eric Deal and Dupree Phillips, the running backs.
You got 3 wide for Summit.
Donovan Matthews is out on the near side, wide, as Lutmer throws to the other side.
It's number
That's
8.
Riley, and he's hit and driven down after about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's immediately swarmed by 2 Rockets there. It looks like number 10 for the Rockets. That's going to be Jake Mott on coverage, and then a few more come in. That's a really good defensive play there. That ball got to the side quick, and the Rockets read it.
So about a 1-yard gain after this spot, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Got an entire second half to go, so I'm sure things could change in a hurry, but Northeastern has played very well in this game. I don't think that head coach Steve Thompson could have hoped for anything better than what's happened so far tonight.
No, there's no way he could hope that goes any better. That ball went over Summit's receiver's head. It was defended there by Keegan Braun for the Rockets, but really didn't have a chance on it. Looking around the SBC a little bit more, Batavia continues to lead 16-6 over Williamsburg. Blanchester is up on Goshen at halftime, 27-14. At halftime out for Bethel and New Richmond. Bethel leads 18-14.
Well, Bethel and Williamsburg both in the National Division of the Southern Buckeye Academic and Athletic Conference, the same division as CNE. Man in motion to the near side. Lutmer takes a snap and
so
a
I
whistle.
can have illegal procedure.
You know, penalties have been a factor in this game.
That's a large factor, Jeff. I totally agree. We're not trying to keep stats up here, but I would say Summit's got to be well over 50 yards of penalties for the day, wouldn't you think?
Well, a lot of their drives have been massively affected with penalties.
Hugely effective, and then even a couple situations where the Rockets had a first down on 35 yards worth of penalties just on one series. 3 wide for Summit.
Donovan Matthews wide to the near side. Brennan Riley wide to the far side as Lutmer tries to come to Matthews, and another penalty.
That up back moved. The quarterback gave a hard count, and I think that's going to be number 5. Donovan Matthews kind of shifted when the quarterback gave a hard count. So there we go again. We mentioned penalties, and yet again there's 5 more yards that Summit gets moved back.
Looks like Northeastern, if this continues, they're going to get the ball back with excellent field position.
Going to be 3rd and about 18 yards.
.43 left third quarter. 26-0 Claremont Northeastern.
3 wide for Summit.
Lutmer to throw, looking down the middle.
Nobody home.
And I'm not exactly sure who he was throwing that ball to. There was absolutely nobody down the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think you gotta think that you had some miscommunication there. I think the receiver pulled back, and Lutmer, the quarterback, thought that he was going deep because there was nobody within 15 yards of that throw.
So 4th down, and they're going to be punting from their own end zone.
You're going to have 2 back for the Rockets. Again, it's going to be number 13, Damian Kistler, and number 2, Chris Jenkins. Chris Jenkins on the far side and Kistler near us.
So here comes the punt, and Northeastern will get it back. About a 4-yard return on the return. Chris Jenkins returns it. And the Rockets will set it up inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, with their first possession of the second half.
So, Jeff, I want to remind folks that this is a production that we're doing to help fans have the opportunity to watch a game. And I want to remind folks down in the comments section right now, we don't have comments turned off. You're giving you an opportunity to give some feedback, but we do want to keep the comments civil.
Well, it's really good we could do this on YouTube because people can tune it in, see it live when they don't have the opportunity to come to the game.
YouTube is an easy platform for
Yes,
us
it
to
is.
get to. We're fortunate that the school has a decent enough internet connection out here at the press box that we can do this.
So the Rockets set it up. 1st and 10, the handoff to McIntosh over the far side inside the 30 to about the, looks like about the 28. So a nice run on 1st down for the freshman.
About 10 minutes left in the half, and it's going to be 2nd and less than 5, about 4 yards. Again, that's a freshman that's really stepped up tonight. He's not playing like a freshman, is he, Jeff?
No, he's not. He's impressive. In his first game on the varsity, he has a touchdown already. Quite a few, we don't have any statistics, but quite a few rushing yards, quite a few receiving yards. Landon Amon over center. Pitches it.
I believe that's going to be
that's
Jenkins.
Jenkins on the carry, inside the 20, inside the 10, all the way to the 8, and Northeastern knocking on the door yet again.
That's Nick Pauley for Summit on the tackle, number 50, but not before Northeastern makes that 1st down. Again, just taking advantage of the speed of the Rockets and getting around the corner. That's a heck of a block by the offensive line. I think you got number 99 there for the Rockets. That's going to be Hunter Vyers. I saw a good seal there that gave them an opportunity to get around the edge and pick up that 1st down.
Well, Jenkins doesn't have a touchdown yet. With his speed, he's wanting to get in on the act, I'm sure.
I'd say he wants to sniff that scoreboard. Looks like the Rockets are going to come out with 3 in the backfield. It's a set we haven't seen much of tonight.
Amon looks over the line and then fumbles the snap. The snap was a low snap. And I think he picked it up, but he was tackled.
I think Podorf might have picked that ball up, but ultimately he was brought down there by number 99 as Summit. That's going to be Ryan Overbeck. I think that just went under Amon's hands and was picked up quick thinking by Logan Podorf there, Jeff.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little low snap. They have a sophomore, Mason Butler. He's playing his first game as a starter at center. It's one of the old adage, if you're an offensive lineman, you don't want your name to be announced.
No. I was a center for 4 years, and they did. You did not want your name announced. Normally it was for offsides.
Yep, something bad.
They go to the gun
Amon
here.
Swings it to the right.
Oh,
Caught, and he's down near the pylon,
That's a
and he is
touchdown.
in for the touchdown.
Another quick play. That's Logan Podorf again.
Logan Podorf, his 3rd touchdown of the
third
night.
score.
The trifecta.
Again, that's just using their speed, getting wide. And it's 3 scores tonight for Logan Podorf from the L&L Landscaping. That team pairs up for their 3rd score of the night.
32-0, Claremont Northeastern. And again, it depends who you believe. They lost last year at Summit Country Day by only 2 to 4 points.
One score.
Right.
One score
One
in the
score.
last 2 minutes. That's blocked on the extra point.
And the extra point was blocked.
Looked like that was number 18, Jacob Carrico for Summit.
So 8:18 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Rockets are on the board again. Podorf with his 3rd touchdown catch. 32-0, Claremont Northeastern.
Again, we got to congratulate Coach Steve Thompson. I think that they're clearly the game plan and the prep, even though it was limited, has been effective. They come out in the second half and continue with.
Well, kudos to the offensive coordinator, Bob Farrell. He's the one that kind of runs the offense. Thompson, as the head coach, actually handles the defense.
Okay.
So.
And Bob Farrell's the guy that you've got some experience with, Jeff?
Yeah, we play pickleball. We play pickleball once in a while.
Pickleball.
Now, you know, the story with that, I was broadcasting the games back literally 48 years ago. I started doing games from right here. But Bobby was a quarterback, and I would stop after the game in his locker. We'd go to Frisch's every week. We just became friends. We've been lifelong friends from that.
So now that the score is a 30-point spread, Jeff, the rule becomes that it's going to go to a running clock for the remainder of the game. It's fielded by number 28. It's Ben
Good
Jacob.
return back up to about the 24-yard line. Like you say, Ben Jacob on the return for Summit Country Day.
So, Jeff, I'm not sure how it works, but the clock won't stop until that score gets, I believe, within a 30-point deficit again. It'll be a running clock until that time, yes.
That is a rule that I have had no experience with.
Well, we also never dealt with beanbags.
Is that because of COVID?
It beats the heck out of me, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if that was just a rule.
We'll have to ask Mr. Caldwell that sometime.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Country Day. They hand it off. Summit Country Day, I should say. You can't shorten it because there actually is a Cincinnati Country Day.
Looked like number 15 for Summit on that, and he was.
Yep, Eric Beal met by Mattis, and it's about it looks like no gain on the play. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Summit Country Day Silver Knights. Again, they've got guys wide out on both sides of the field. They spread it all over. Lutmer throws it, and it's a bounce pass. It's incomplete. That was intended for Alex Davis, and it was a little bit short.
Yeah, it was covered by number 10, Jake Mott. He's one of the sophomores for the Rockets. Coach Thompson tells me that Jake Mott, as a defensive back, is a straight-A student, and he's in the 1,000-pound club. When you combine his bench press and those, he's a 1,000-pound club kid and a rocket Iron Man.
Were you in the 1,000-pound club?
I was.
Were you?
But I wasn't a defensive back either. I was a lineman. It's a little easier to do
a
squat at that point. Coach also said this is the type of kid that volunteers at soup kitchens, and he's the kind of kid he wants his daughter to date someday.
I saw that. Hand up over the middle, and it's incomplete. And a pass out to the right side near the 1st down marker. It's incomplete.
That's number 44, Jared Glancy, on the defense there for the Rockets.
I could be in the 1,000-pound club if you added my 10 lifts up.
You know what? I think yeah, for a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's Jonathan Purcell. I miscalled that. That's number 14, Jonathan Purcell on the defensive play for the Rockets.
So again, CNE will get it back. Time's just flying by. 5:36 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Some of these rules I don't think really are bad ideas. I mean,
I don't mind the idea of a running clock if it's a 30-point spread.
Yeah.
It's a fair catch for the Rockets by number 13 there, Damian Kistler.
Kistler catches it at the 32, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 32 for CNE. Their own 32.
Well, Jeff, while we go between, let's check out a couple of our schedules. Our cross-country team. My son is a 7th grader for the middle school team, and they run together. They're going to be at Ripley for their first meet of the season tomorrow. I think it might be a little bit wet. And again, even though you think cross-country, two spectators per participant.
I just don't want to comment.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Just don't ask. But we'll do it. No snack tents. But they're going to be at Ripley. They say that's an up-and-down course. It's a hillside down along the river valley. And then
kind of hard to watch cross-country anyway, isn't it?
I don't no.
You can sit. What do you do? Sit at the finish line?
I don't know. It's my first one. Believe it or not, if you look at my physique, I did not run cross-country.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how it works.
Yeah, that doesn't seem much of a spectator sport unless you're watching it on television or something.
I don't think we're planning on play-by-play for at least not tomorrow. As we look forward through the season, we've got more whistles. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. It's going to be a timeout. Rockets.
Claremont Northeastern calls that timeout before they start running the offense. 32-0. 4:29. Now the clock is stopped as we breeze along here in the 3rd quarter.
As we mentioned before, this broadcast, we're really not even certain what our schedule is going to be on what we can bring to folks on a broadcast like this. We're simply not going to be able to do this for every event. But I think we're going to do our best to try to showcase. At the very least, I'd like to see us be able to do a senior night for some of the sports and stuff. We're going to do our best to give kids an opportunity. We plan to have a few more coaches on for some of our interviews as well. My sister Liz Benjamin, she's the tennis coach. They've had some league championships over years and pretty good, so we'll give her a chance to come on and spotlight some of her players as well.
Well, the Rockets have a couple of guys out wide to the right, one guy in the slot. Again, with the camouflage uniforms, they are camouflaged. Amon hands it off to McIntosh straight over the middle, and he met there by most of the Summit Country Day line.
You know, Jeff, I think I noticed for the Rockets we got number 11 under center there. That's Nathan Dunford getting a chance to get some snaps at center. Or freshman Nathan Dunford playing quarterback for a series here for the Rockets.
Well, you may as well get him a little bit of experience because you never know. It's good to get these underclassmen into the ball games and comfortable. 3:43 left as he looks over the center.
Split out to this side's another sophomore for the Rockets. That's Brad McIntyre.
And he pitches out. I assume that's McIntosh.
We're going to get a number on that when they stand up. Looks like we might have lost the ball. No, they're going to say it's down. So I think that's Mr. Pauly for Summit Country Day. Nick Pauly on that tackle. And Zach Hargis, number 22 as well.
This has to be a disappointing start, I know, for Summit Country Day's head coach, Justin Isaacs. I mean, he started out as an assistant coach for 7 years. Then he became an interim coach in 2016. After going to the playoffs that year, they hired him as the head coach, and he has never had a losing season. And that's not to say this is going to be a losing season for Summit Country Day, but it doesn't look good tonight as what I expected to see out of this team. Again, three seniors are out, but still in all, Northeastern is looking impressive, and there Dunford goes down. He is sacked.
Running the ball there a little bit for the Rockets on that series was Zach Hopkins, number 32 for us. He's a sophomore getting his first chance to carry the ball a couple times there. It's going to make it, fourth down for the Rockets. It's been a little while since we've needed to punt.
It's really good that Claremont Northeastern, though, can play some football. It would be a shame with this COVID and everything. If you're a senior and you're going to play football your senior year and then you don't get to play, that would be awful.
That
would
terrible.
just be
I can't imagine.
Awful. I mean, and that happened last year. I know some people were going to run cross country last year. They got a team picture taken at Blanchester, a kid I know. That was it. They were done. So he didn't even get to run as a senior, and it's just that's a shame when you're go through all of school. Now it's your time, and you're kind of cheated out of it.
Number 28, Ben Jacob, back for Summit.
Bounces, and it is fielded by Ben Jacob at about the 40-yard line, and just shy of the 40 is where Summit will start. 1:38 left, and the clock, as you say, continues to move.
Checking in a little bit on our stream. We're still well over 100 people, 100 different individuals watching our stream. I'd say that exceeded my expectations.
32-0, they're going to start tuning out.
I think they might. We're going to have to get a little bit exciting, aren't we?
We are.
Do you tell jokes?
Not really. Oh, that ball was hit hard. The receiver was. Busted up the play.
Wow.
Jake Mott was the guy that came up from his corner spot and, put the hits on the Summit wide receiver.
Mr. Ironman smoked him there. That was heck of a play.
Brennan Riley that was trying to catch that ball.
Brennan Riley's a big kid. Jake Mott probably has given up 30 pounds to him, but he hit him hard. There was no hesitation there. I think Jake Mott had ideas of trying to pick that ball off.
Still no turnovers in this game for either team if you don't count the muff punt. And you almost just feel like it's a matter of time till CNE picks off one of these passes. Handoff, and again into the line and then driven backwards. Lutmer's still in the game for Summit. Their quarterback. Eric Beal was the guy that got the call, and he was hit hard at the line.
Zach Hopkins on that play for the Rockets on defense.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So we have reached the end of 3 from Claremont Northeastern High School, and the Rockets lead 32-0.
That really does make a quarter go fast when we go to the running clock, Jeff. among other rules that we've had to contend with. Folks need to stay seated as much as they can. If you've been to games over the last, I don't know how long, the fence down there by the concession stand has been one of the hottest spots in the stadium. That's where some folks only watch the game at the fence, and that's just something that, because of the changes, we're not doing that this year.
Well, I was talking to David Caldwell before the game, and he was saying you have to make sure you keep your masks on because there are inspectors here.
Right.
And kind of looking to see how things are being done. And, of course, being a school, a lot of businesses kind of, don't really follow the mandates as like they maybe are told to. But being a school, you're kind of under the governor's thumb, and they're trying to take very seriously all of the mandates and requirements to have this game going because certainly they don't want to get it shut down.
Well, I would think with the way everything else has been, if folks are not able to maintain those guidelines that the governor said, I don't think the governor would hesitate to stop it.
No.
And it would just be really unfortunate while we can agree to disagree with the governor and what he's doing, I think we can all agree that I would hate to be the one that, because I didn't do something, took an opportunity for the kids to be able to play.
Right. And I think we all think that career politicians should tell us what to do.
Exactly.
I think we all agree with that.
And that's clearly why I voted for him.
All right, so we're getting ready to go
We start with a timeout of Summit Country Day to start the
quarter. Yeah, they let 15 seconds tick off the clock, and I was looking at the clock and like, why is it 11:45 to start the quarter? But
I'd say we're going to have
time clocked off.
We're probably going to take a look at some numbers. It wouldn't surprise me if we see some different numbers on the field for Summit Country Day. I see a lot of white jerseys out there, fresh white jerseys. So they might have just come out with a little bit off kilter there. So they take a timeout to start the fourth quarter. They come out 4 wide again.
Well, we got a roster right at game time with the updated numbers on Northeastern. Now number 87 is in the game, and he's not on the roster. So I don't know who that is. Summit Country Day, a loss on the play or a penalty?
Illegal procedure on Summit Country Day there.
So it's third down now and 15. Or somewhat of an anticlimactic second half.
That's right. But again, hopefully Coach Thompson seizes on this opportunity to see some kids that weren't on the field in the first half to see what they can do for them. You never know. You might have another kid like Andrew McIntosh that steps up here and shows that he has an opportunity to be on the field and make some plays.
Lutmer in the backfield being smothered down and sacked.
Number 64 for the Rockets there on that. That's Mason Butler. He's a sophomore.
There you go. We mentioned Mason Butler again. He did that low snap, and now he's got a sack.
That's right. He's assisted by 3 other Rockets there, but pretty immediately swarmed them.
So Country Day will again be punting.
Looking on this side of the field, I see number 80 playing cornerback for the Rockets. That's Mitchell Braden. He's a freshman.
Looks like Kistler back deep.
That was nearly blocked by Keegan Braun. I say the name Mitchell Braden, and I mentioned before how Claremont Northeastern, you see a lot of different generations. Mitchell Braden's dad, Mitch Braden, graduated with me. I was the center, and Mitch was the quarterback. We graduated in 2001.
So Nathan Dunford still in at quarterback. Apparently Amon's night is done, at least.
You see number 65, Wesley Wilson's in for the Wesley Wilson, he's a sophomore. He'll be playing left tackle for the Rockets.
So Northeastern starts this drive at midfield. 9:40 left to go in the game. Well, that clock does move. And a fumble. And we'll see if that might be our first turnover. That doesn't look like it.
It's recovered by Summit. Number 29 for Summit. That's going to be Jack Hargis. He's a junior for the Summit Knights. Recovers that snap.
So just like that, the Silver Knights have it back. So what kind of a team is Blanchester? Are they a tough team?
Historically, they are. They've always been in the upper half of the league standings. I think we're going to have an opportunity again with Coach Thompson. We'll we'll record another interview with him just to get a feel for it. We're going to reach out to
Wildcats head coach.
reach out to the Wildcats head coach. Hopefully we can get together on Zoom as well. I think that's something I'd like to have the opportunity to do as we're in the fourth quarter here for the Rock.
Oh, hit at the line as he was trying to release the ball was the quarterback.
Looks like number 27.
Ludmer was just knocked down.
That's Angus Krug broke that play up. He was in there in his face. I think he wanted to steal that ball from his hands.
Northeastern really starting off well on defense. Last 2 years, they've had a 16.1 point average for opposing teams. So this is going to drop that average and start it off perfect. Well, it's not over yet, but
Coach
if they
Thompson
can continue
tells
and
us
get the shutout.
the thing on their team is to tell each other, go get some. That's what they tell each other in the hallways. And I'd say, without a doubt, it's been spread around quite a bit tonight for the Rockets. There's definitely been some standout performers, but this has really been a team effort, both offensively and defensively for the Rockets. You've got Logan Pottorff with 3 scores, but
Yeah, I was going to say he went and got some.
he went and got some. And apparently their rebut is if you tell somebody to go get some, you tell them to get no slack.
That's
So
right.
I'd say that that mentality is definitely working strong. And now we've got some underclassmen that are being given the opportunity on the field to go get some as well, and hopefully they get a chance to do that.
Well, a timeout on the field, 7:53 left in the game. 32-0 Claremont Northeastern. Again, next week we'll be on the air here on YouTube channel at about 20 till 7.
Depends on how winded the coaches
We'll have
get.
some interviews. Well, we'll probably go on at 20 till.
20
and
till
then,
works
of course, that's going to be against Blanchester next week. As you mentioned earlier, the week after that, it will be the Bethel Tate Tigers coming in here.
to start with 3 home games in a row. That's pretty fortuitous for the Rockets.
Well, and they got a little lucky, too, because they only play 6 games. 4 of those are at home.
That's right.
So they get to play 2/3 of their games here at Claremont Northeastern.
2nd and 10 for the Knights.
Ludmer hands it off to the running back who bounces off the line and then tries to come to the near side, and he actually loses yardage.
It's going to be number 32 for the Rockets on that tackle. That's Zach Hopkins, a sophomore.
Mitchell Braden, a freshman, into the game, too, for Claremont Northeastern. I'm sure they're emptying their bench here at this
Chris
point.
Jenkins comes off the field for a well-deserved rest. He's had a heck of a game. I think he probably would have liked to have seen the end zone, but nonetheless, he's had a really good game.
Low snap, picked up, throw, and it is complete, it
Dropped.
looks like.
No, he
Or
dropped
is
that
it?
ball.
No, he dropped it.
And that's freshman Mitchell Braden on the coverage there, number 80 for the Rockets. That's excellent coverage by the Rockets. That's another ball that, that's several balls that the Summit team has had a chance to catch. But the Rockets are coming in fast and hitting them hard, and they've not been able to convert on those.
Yeah, their defense has been impressive against a team that, again, has gone to the playoffs 7 of the last 10 years. This is an impressive home win in the first game of the season for CNE.
There's been no doubt that the Rockets have come out to hit hard. I think Coach Thompson's term Warhawks, they're probably taking that to heart. There's probably 4 or 5 balls tonight that have been in the Summit receivers' hands, but
Yeah.
the Rocket secondary has really just been hitting kids hard.
I was going to say, how many times does the ball get to the receiver and then the Rocket just pounds him? Well, the punt is back deep and fielded at the 25-yard line. Almost no return. Good defense on the
Chris Jenkins.
coverage.
He's covered by Keys Woodruff for Summit, number 52.
Carter Bibler also there. So Northeastern will have it deep in their own territory. 5:33 left. The clock stopped again.
I think they stop it in a change of possession, maybe.
Do
I
they?
don't know.
They must. And then they'll start it again.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we're learning as we go. There we go. It started.
Now we're waiting on the referee to get down there. Well, I guess I need to move the camera again. Got some
We're
young
waiting
guys
for
on
him
the
to get
field.
started.
Number 65, Wesley Wilson, sophomores on the line for the Rockets.
CNE was 6-4 last year, 7-3 the year before that.
Freshman Aiden Donaldson is on the line for the Rockets. Number 74. Looks like we're short one.
Penalty. Penalty against Northeastern.
Now it's waved off.
What, they just say, nah, let's not worry about it.
There's a fake
Keep
out.
going.
We might have another ball on the ground, Jeff.
You know, while I don't mind them letting the clock run, because, I mean, in a 32-point game, I mean, it almost makes sense. But I think the thought behind that is you're going to have less time to contract COVID. And I just – some of this stuff I just don't understand. I really don't.
It's hard to conceive how that works when you see somebody like Logan Potoff going on and just smoking a kid, hitting him hard enough. You know that mouthpiece is getting knocked out, but regardless. So we're going to have a 1st and 10 for the Knights here. It looks like they did, in fact, recover that fumble.
Well, I know before the season I kept asking Bob Farrell, is there going to be a season? Is there going to be a season? Because with Ohio State not playing, all these colleges not playing, I really did not think there was going to be a high school football season. Or if there was, it would be a lot later in the year or something of that nature. But here we are, first game of the season on a Friday night under the lights. Throwing over the middle, and that's going to be near the end zone. That'll be about to the 5-yard line.
That's number 6 for Summit. He's covered by Damian Kistler.
Luca Tossolini is the one that caught the ball down near the end zone. So now the Rocket defense, a little bit of drama here. They're going to have to stiffen it up and try to stop this
fumble
shutout from going away.
That's fumbled by number 2, Alex Davis, for the Summit Knights. Looks like they lose a yard there. They were trying to do a little quick offense on us there, and it backfired on them.
Three minutes left, 2nd down and goal. Ball looks to be out at about the 8-yard line. As Summit Country Day again comes up to the line.
They're going to come out with 4 wide receivers again.
As they snap it back. And a fumble, and that time it looks like Cincinnati Country Day fell on it. Summit Country Day fell on the ball.
No, it's going to the Rockets.
Oh.
It popped out again. That ball must be slippery. That thing popped out twice. Angus Krug caused that fumble.
Well, J.J. Stricker with a fumble recovery to possibly preserve the shutout for the Claremont Northeastern Rockets.
So there we said it. They were seeing what the defense could do, and they came up big and keep the shutout alive.
I think they were trying to pass the ball. They got into the backfield and disrupted the whole play. And they are the recipients of the first turnover of the game, isn't it? First turnover?
For the Knights.
Yeah. So Northeastern with the ball. And now they have 2:23 with which to put the finishing touches on this opening game shutout.
Dunford rearranging his offensive set a little bit, getting him in an I formation.
I would imagine they're just going to down it, but we'll see. What's he letting the – well, they don't even have the game clock on or the – I don't know. Well, they hand it to the fullback into the front of the line and gets maybe a 2-yard gain. Clock continues to move with a minute 40 left.
Number 6, Luca Tozzolini in there for Summit, as well as number 29. That's Jack Hargis.
That was Jake Mott, who lined up in the backfield. He's normally a receiver, but, again, they line up him and Jenkins a lot of times in the backfield.
We talked about some of our wrestlers earlier in the game. junior number 43, Jacob Graber, is another one of those wrestlers. He's an animal in the 152-pound weight class. His brother, Big Joe Graber, played for the University of Cincinnati Bearcats for Luke Fickle.
And now they take the knee, and now we're into the final minute.
There will not be a final handshake.
No.
We will not see him line up.
That's correct. That's by rule.
We're now under a minute.
So the Claremont Northeastern Rockets start in almost a perfect fashion. 32-0, the score against Summit Country Day.
Just as it starts to rain a little bit here at the stadium, we see some umbrellas come out. I really appreciate the opportunity to do this with you, Jeff. It's
been fun.
It's been enjoyable. It's something that we had 5 days to get this ready, but I really
you got it
enjoyed
ready.
We
got it ready.
We did a bunch to get some stuff done, but man, what a great way to start the season for these Rocket seniors. You've got just so many changes, and really only 10 days to know what's going to happen, and to get a victory like this, that's exciting for those kids.
And if you're watching this now and you missed part of the game, Alex says he's going to take about 4 hours tonight or something, but by tomorrow you'll be able to pull it up on YouTube and watch the whole game again.
We should have it set up so that you can do a replay. We hope, again, we mentioned it before, if you're interested in helping us out, if there's any businesses or individuals that would like to help us out, as you might notice, the camera limitations are a little bit, I think our audio is okay, and our production here, we're doing our best, but we're hoping to step up and maybe get a little bit tighter zoom on the camera, and something we can focus a little bit better to help you get a little better coverage. But, Jeff, as we start to wrap it up, you want to take us out?
Well, again, next week, don't forget, we're going to be doing this again. We have Blanchester coming into Claremont Northeastern High School. We'll be on the air on YouTube channel at about 20 until 7 o'clock. Tonight, to recap, 32-0 was the final score. You had Anderson McIntosh with a touchdown. Kirsten had a touchdown. Kistler had a touchdown. And then Logan Podorf had 3 touchdowns tonight for the Claremont Northeastern Rockets. So, again, the final score, 32-0. Claremont Northeastern is 1-0. Till next week with Blanchester, Jeff Seibert for Alex Cunningham saying so long from Claremont Northeastern.